G'day, Wayne Carey here. Welcome to Just AFL. Over the past decade, the amount of football action and programs we see, read and hear about has skyrocketed. Media interest in AFL footy just gets more and more demanding. So the demand for players doing media is at an all-time high. That's why AFL clubs provide media training for their players, and in particular, new recruits. On today's show, we're going to have a look at how important it is to be able to handle the media.
Please have one at a time.
What actions are they that you regret?
What actions?
Yeah.
We'll kick back with a former Richmond Premiership player who has become a media megastar.
Here comes a duck off the half-back line. Daffy's kick, but it went straight to Menz.
I'll be talking to Hawthorn high flyer Trent Crode about his new role in the media.
Trent Crode is here, ladies and gentlemen. Good on you, Trent.
But first, it's back to school for a group of magpies as they cop a grilling from the media.
Hi, I'm Josh Fraser from the Collingwood Football Club. At times it feels as though the media is a bigger part of a footballer's life as kicking a football around. So for that reason, here at the Magpies, we operate a series of media courses so we can learn how to speak into the camera, just like I'm doing now.
Preparing yourself is so important. Knowing the type of interview, what's it for, is it news, is it live?
Brent, you're an actor. The questions, nothing fazed you. You could answer and you could have a comeback with a straight face.
It's a bit rough. It's just, mate, I don't even know what to say.
As part of our ongoing development program, we put the guys through a number of different courses, and the media obviously play a very big part of AFL football. So we want our guys confident and comfortable in front of the camera.
No comment.
We went through interview scenarios, press conference scenarios.
You've got a really good voice. You've got a depth in your voice there.
Are you happy about what you did?
Not at all.
How have you found the pressure of being the nephew of Tony and son of Ray? Has that put sort of extra burden on you?
I'm really proud of what my dad and my uncle have done in the past, but I don't feel any extra pressure because I've got to lead my own path in my footy career and make my own name.
Now you must get asked that question so often. You have a ready answer for that.
We learned how to speak better in front of people and be more confident.
How do you feel? Are you confident?
Definitely. You know, we got off to a good win on Saturday, and I just lost it.
Showing how a media conference situation can work and just how nasty the journalists can be and how hard that is to control.
So I don't know where you guys are getting the stories from, but...
What actions are they that you regret?
Please have one at a time.
What actions are they that you regret?
What actions?
Yeah.
The actions I participated in on the weekend.
Which were?
Oh, I won't go into those, but I just regret them.
How can you regret that?
If you had to follow my instructions.
We look forward to next week's game and assess what's happening and, just look forward.
All the boys were pretty confident in doing it. I think Leon Davis was a surprise packet with the way he spoke. You don't get much out of him around the club, but he seems to open up in front of the cameras.
Yeah, well, last year it just took me a bit of time to get used to AFL footy. Obviously, I played against men back in WA, but it's a total different ballgame when you turn AFL.
You don't have to reveal the greatest scoop in the world, but if you give something of yourself and do reveal something that the fans don't know, then the media are going to think you're pretty good talent.
Actually saw a smile on Mick's face after the game, so that was good to see, but hopefully we can keep that smile on his face throughout the year.
I saw a tape last year of Gary Lyon, Gavin Brown, Danny Frawley and a couple of them from one of those very early AFL squadron shows, and they are fair dinkum hopeless. They can barely string words together from 10 or 15 years ago, and you look at Gaz now and he's great media talent, Spud's coach, so you know, it just takes time, and even for those guys that doesn't come naturally to you, will get better.
If something like that eventuates after my career, I'll jump at the chance.
Hi, I'm Alex Edgar, and today I'm kicking back with the guy who makes a living out of two of his life's passions, fishing and footy.
Here is Big Rex Hunt. Thank you very much.
Yes, and Hunt. Rex Hunt played over 200 games with 3 different football teams throughout his career, but these days is known more for his colourful personality on both TV and on radio.
Here comes a duck off the half-back line. Daffy's kick, but it went straight to Menz.
Hi Rex, how are you going?
Well, I'm going all right, Alex, and it's nice to be with you on the show. He pushes it out, picked up and snapped for goal by Hunt.
Most of your football career was played with the Richmond Tigers. Was it a powerful team back then?
Oh, I think that's the operative word, Alex. It was a powerful team. And I think to say to the young people out there that a champion team will always beat a team of champions.
And a very important cog in the Bulldogs' wheel is the breath, ladies and gentlemen. Simon Garlick, welcome to the show, Simon.
And how did you actually get into a job in the media? Is it something you always envisaged?
It was something that I really planned to do when I was a kid. And I just thought the only way I'm going to get any credit at all is to actually play the game at the highest level.
They desperately need to lift the Tigers.
Every time I come to the footy, I just pinch myself and say, gee, how good is this? Getting paid for something that I love doing.
You won't believe this.
How did you get involved in fishing?
It started at 7 years of age, but I suppose I got serious when I get into my teens, and I looked at what Greg Norman had done for golf and I thought, gee whiz, I reckon I can make myself a fishing hero. Not for me, but to give fishing a fantastic world stage.
Beautiful fish.
Why do you kiss your fish?
People want to know, and it was just a simple reason on the first show that I inadvertently just gave Murray cod a peck on the cheek and let it go and it swam away. I still kill a fish to take it home and eat it, but we put the fish back that don't have to be killed to swim again another day. So, yeah, I've kissed a few fish in my time, but I draw the line at sharks.
Mitch has got a lead.
Can you just give me one of those famous calls?
Oh, I don't know whether they're too famous or not, Alex, but I can just picture Cardinia Park with the chrome motorbike, Tommy Harley, hand passing into the centre. Here comes the garbologist, now a carologist. This is Couch. Hand passes the footer, Gary Hogging, and here comes he's got it. The great man's going to line it up and kick it from 30 metres out. Yibbity-yibbita. That's all, folks.
There's no doubting Big Rexy's ability to handle the media. He is the media. Now let's have a look at a collection of the current crop of players who also dabble in the media.
Watch your team right where you are now.
It's for all in the battle for local football supremacy. Port and the Crows in Showdown 9, live on 7 Sport.
Shock value. Grab these killer albums for under $20 for a short time. Offspring's mega hit Smash. Green Day's first 2 albums, Kablanc and 1039. 28 Days' awesome self-titled debut album. And PJ Harvey's breakthrough Australian album, Dry. Shock value, under $20. Get them now.
Get into Joggers World Easter break sale. Asics 1050 were $129, now just $99. Brand name T-shirts from $12. Run-out specials from $59, plus a great range of netball shoes. Joggers World Easter break sale, 123 Perry Street, City.
I saw that smile in springtime. Paris, so fine. That face in so many other places. A world away in time. Singapore girl, you're a great way to fly.
Hotel on Glen Osmond Road in the heart of sensational Adelaide.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Chicken Treat's giving away a quarter chicken and chips for just $3.95. That's right, just $3.95 and not a cent extra, extra. That has to be the best value chicken treat around.
Favourite article in the AFL record, you'll know how it's got from start to...
Footy records, 250.
A lot of players read the footy record to prepare for a big game. Now let's join Barnesy as he prepares for round 3 of Footy Smarts.
G'day, Barnesy here with Footy Smarts, the competition that tests your school's 4 smartest trivia buffs. This week we're at Williamstown High School in Victoria, and our 4 contestants are... Your name?
Tim.
Your name?
Nick.
Your name?
Sarah.
And your name?
Donna.
Now, judge today is Alan. How are you, Alan?
Good, thanks, Barnesy.
My rules are no biting, no kicking, no pinching. Question 1. Who is the host of Just AFL?
Tim.
Oh, yes, Tim.
Wayne Carey.
Good answer. Wayne Carey. Good show, too. Which former Hawthorn strongman snapped a behind post during an AFL game in the 80s?
Tim.
Oh, yes, Tim.
Lee Matthews.
Lee Matthews. He broke a point post at Windy Hill, as I recall it. Who's the captain of the Saints?
Donna.
Oh, yes, Donna. What is it?
Robert Harvey.
Yes, Robert Harvey is the correct answer. What is Darren Goldspink known for?
Donna.
Oh!
Umpiring.
Yeah! Donna, you are a legend. Who was the winner of the Norm Smith medal in last year's AFL Grand Final?
Tim.
Yes, Tim.
James Hurd.
James Hurd is correct. Which ground does Geelong play its home games at?
Nick. Tim. Nick.
Oh.
Nick. Shell Stadium.
Shell Stadium. Correct answer, Nick. Against which country does the Australian side... Alan.
I'd say Donna.
Donna?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Ireland.
Correct. And that question was, which team does Australia play in the international series? Ireland. Which media personality is known for his special commentary? Up to you, Alan.
It was Tim.
Are you sure, Alan?
I'm sure. I'm positive.
All right, give it to me, Tim. What is it?
Bruce
Who is it?
Bruce McAvaney.
Well done.
Could be a playoff with Tim and Donna.
Oh, question 10. Let's go. Now, Sarah and Nick, you've still got to play for your pride, OK? Question 10. What team last season diverted from their normal playing strips and appeared in an orange jumper for one game? Yes, Alan.
Donna.
Donna.
Definitely. North Melbourne.
Yes, North Melbourne. Congratulations, Donna, on being the first girl winner of Footy Smarts. Here's a brand new football for you. Good luck kicking it. We'll see you later on in the year for the finals. And to the rest of yous, keep on studying. Back to you, Duck.
To enter Footy Smarts, keep watching and I'll have all the details at the end of the show. The outright winner of Footy Smarts will win tickets to the Australia versus Ireland International Series, as well as replicas of the Australian jumper, and a visit to the rooms to meet some of the players. Now let's have a look at some of the great goals from the Ansett Cup in our top 5.
Deserves a goal to finish that off, and he gets it.
Left foot pulls it back, that's all quality. It'll fall in just short. Brown was down there, falls the bar. Let's go.
The wrong side, he might get another crack here. Off the left this time. Did Craig? No way. Did that last year.
Corns, big fly. Cockatoo Collins, working it and working it, and then straightens up. He's good at these. He's very good at these. He's kicked up the U-turn from nowhere.
Nicky may have thought that Fabian Francis was one of his own teammates. Well, the torpedo pony lets go with a huge kick. Let's move. What a goal, Fabian Francis.
Meet the office bitch with a real buck. She's harassing the staff, giving evil looks, and eating all the office biscuits. Can Harry cure the hound?
I want Bixie to be everybody's friend in the office.
Harry's practice tonight on 7. Then, as Popstars takes the globe by storm, we bring you the world's worst wannabes.
You say nothing.
They're either stupid or deaf.
Plus, exclusive, our band's first clip, all on Popstars.
Tonight. Extra, extra, read all about it. Chicken Treat's giving away a quarter chicken and chips for just $3.95. That's right, just $3.95 and not a cent. Extra, extra. That has to be the best value chicken treat around.
Want to live like a pop star in LA but don't want to go through the torture of auditions?
Thanks to LA Ice Cola, you could be off to LA to live like a real pop star. Visit Venice Beach in limos, meet celebs, check out Hollywood Boulevard, or win VIP passes to Popstar's first Sydney concert. There's no need for a song and dance. Just grab entry forms with specially marked LA Ice Cola bottles and multi-packs and watch Popstars tonight for your chance to win.
If Pauline and Ray needed legal advice on any matter, we would provide it, free. If you want understanding, not just insurance, call Australian Pensioners Insurance Agency now on 132 555.
All work and no play is no way to live. Remember holidays?
Thanks to Sea Australia, you and a friend could be on your way to one of 4 fantastic Aussie destinations. Fly Ansett, stay in an Accor hotel or resort, cruise around in an Avis rent-a-car, and splurge with $1,000 spending money on your MasterCard. Or how about a Tassie Temps holiday in Tasmania and the chance to win a brand new Toyota RAV4?
On a holiday, you can do lots of this.
Watch the great outdoors Tuesday night for your chance.
John's Leather Warehouse by direct for price and quality. John's Leather Warehouse by direct for immediate delivery.
Compare the value. How can they do it? Because they buy in bulk. And here's a tip. Now there's a world shortage of leather. The time to buy is now.
The choice is yours, it's on display, and you can take it home today. John's Leather Warehouse by direct for immediate delivery.
Hitting the ball hard is Chrome as one of their bright sparks.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Hawthorn High flyer Trent Crode. Well, Trent, you're a regular on the game. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's going really well, alongside Bo Woden, Clint Bizzle and Brad Johnson, and we've just done a story on Fashion Week. And you're enjoying going out on site, or would you prefer live television? Well, I prefer to go out on site. Pre-recording at the moment, it's the best thing for me. Live television, I get a little bit too nervous, but it's all coming along well.
Trent Crowder's here, ladies and gentlemen. Good on you, Trent.
Well, you've had a taste of live TV. You did Rex's show last year on a Sunday. How did that all go? Yeah, it's taught me a lot. Rex is great to work with. He really makes you feel relaxed, along with Big Dipper. He sat next to me on many of the occasions, and it was a great experience for me. Do you remember the first time you were in front of the camera? Yeah, I did. I won the McDonald's Big Ask, and I got to sit in the coach's box during the Victorian selection game, and it was one of the best things ever. I got to meet a whole lot of stars, and Gary Ablett, and just to be around all those players was excellent. Learn what to do when the time gets tough and the game gets close. What moves to pull. It's great. Have you had any formal media training? Not so much through my football club, but we do have media advisors at the club who teach us about a few things. But really, for me, it's just been, as I've gone, you just learn and you speak to different people, and they teach you little techniques, I suppose, and it's just, you just got to be yourself, really. Happy birthday. Do you enjoy serious stuff or having a little bit of fun? I just enjoy having a bit of fun with it. It breaks up your week and you get to meet some great people, and I'm really enjoying that side of things. Who are some of the media personalities that you enjoy watching and maybe copy? Yeah, I've worked with a lot of guys. I suppose guys like Dermot and Gary Lyon and Dipper and Big Rex. It's, they've taught me a lot of things on TV, and hopefully I can continue that with them. Are you looking at the media after football? Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm just really taking it as it comes. I just really do what I'm told. If little things come up and I have an opportunity to do them, I do them. But I suppose after football, it would be great to work. I wouldn't mind working something outside football. They sound like the great outdoors, so I can travel the world, and yeah, that'd be a great opportunity. Cheers, mate. Well, thanks very much for joining us, and good luck with the game and also with the Hawks. Thanks a lot. The AFL Auskick program has been a major success since it began over a decade ago.
Hi, I'm Liam Schwab, and this is a copy of the new AFL Auskick CD-ROM. Today, my dad has sent me around to Nick Holland's house to test it out.
And a great mark. Holland. What mark? Who's that there? Oh, g'day, Will. You got the CD-ROM with you?
Yep.
Let's go inside and see if we can get your dad some coaching tips, hey?
Yep. Hey, Nick, what does this do?
Well, it's got a bit of everything, actually. It's got skills from some of the best players in the AFL, like Nathan Buckley and Wayne Carey and Michael Voss. It's got some games on it that you can play, lots of fun stuff, and even some trivia as well.
G'day, kids.
There's this really good section on overhead marking taken by this funny-looking bloke. How about we have a look at that?
Yeah, that's my favourite overhead marking.
The overhead mark is a skill every player needs to become proficient in. Do you know how that is?
Yep, yeah.
To propel yourself at the ball effectively, jump off one foot and swing your other knee up. See how that swinging that knee gets him a bit of height off the ground so you can take those speckies when you want to. Of your mates at school and things like that. Oh, look at that.
Right on the line!
Oh, it's turned around in the air.
Hi, everyone.
It's designed basically to present to children a video version of the skills guide, and this is supposed to be a very interactive way for kids to learn the skills.
Who's your favourite player in the AFL?
Chicky.
Daniel Chick.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Do you like his long hair, hey?
No, I like how he marks. He's fast.
How about we play some of the games on here? Some goal kicking. This is our target, so we obviously want to kick it between the sticks, don't we? But we've got to take in the wind direction and things like that. So here we go. Let's give it a go. That's through, mate. There it is. What do you say? That's enough of learning it. Let's go out and put some of those skills into practice, eh?
Yeah.
Keep the eye on the ball.
Yep.
Yep. Spread the fingers wide. Excellent. And you can jump off one leg and use the other knee to drive you into the air so you can take those speckies. Well done. Will, did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
How'd you go, Will?
Good.
Dutch teach you a few things?
Yep.
Do you reckon I was a better coach than your dad?
Yeah.
Come on, that's it.
It's time to prove if you're a true supporter and become a member of your club now. Each club offers a lot of different benefits, such as entry into games, stickers and badges, merchandise discounts, club magazines, access to clinics and many other exciting opportunities. Ring the AFL Club membership number on your screen. Leave your details and your club will contact you. So show your true colours and join up now.
He threatens Kane, and 5 minutes later, someone else bashes him.
There's been an assault.
This guy bashed me brother.
And they're blaming an innocent person.
I don't believe in coincidences. Neither do the cops. But he's not your guy. You're wrong.
Home and Away, Monday on 7.
Looking for a huge range of quality carpet at discounted prices or a total interior package? You'll find it all at Macleay's Glen Osmond Road. The latest carpet fashion. Discover vinyl, timber, cork and a wide range of fabrics and curtain styles. Our decorators will help you personalise your colour scheme. A single room or an entire house. Macleay's can develop your ideas and, where price counts, work to a budget. For more than just carpet.
243 Glen Osmond Road.
Life is all about choice. You choose what you want to be, who you want to be with, and what you want to eat. And when it comes to chicken burgers, the choice is yours. The Colonel's Choice Fillet Burger from KFC. The original and the best. Taste that secret recipe of those famous 11 herbs and spices in every bite. The choice is yours.
We don't mark 'em up high, just for appearance. Mark 'em down low, call it a clearance.
No gimmick sales, no hit and run stock liquidations. Just a great range. And quite simply, rugs for less.
So keep us in mind when you want to find quite simply rugs for less.
63 Goodwood Road, Wayville, opposite the showgrounds.
Quite simply rugs for less, rugs for less.
Hi, I'm Tim Watson. My days as an Essendon player are certainly numbered. My days as a St Kilda coach are numbered too. And I've done what a lot of ex-players and a lot of ex-coaches do these days, and that is find themselves a job in the media. I now have plenty of time on my hands, so why don't you join me for just a minute? Well, normally we move inside and have a look at what's inside, but at the moment I can tell you there's nothing but a mess inside. We've only been in this house for a short time, so what I thought I'd do is I'd show you my pride and joy, which is our herb garden over here. And we've also got a couple of little surprises here. But this is a wombat, and also a little pig that hasn't bothered the neighbours too much either. Good evening, everyone. World champion Michael Schumacher has begun the year in style.
Working in the news gave me a really intimate understanding of what news is about and generally what journalists are trying to probably draw out of coaches.
And this is our pool pavilion. What we've got over the top of it is some tea tree sticks. Well, I couldn't have done all this landscape work out the back on my own. These are my two helpers. They're the Labrador Wonder Dogs. This is Rosie, the old girl here, the Golden Lab, and this is Scout. Oh, I lead an exciting life, don't I? Thanks for joining me on Just a Minute.
That's about it for another show. To be a part of Barnsley's Footy Smarts or any of the other segments on Just AFL, grab a copy of the AFL record where you'll find all the entry details. Don't forget to include a photo and the team you barrack for. And you could win a selection of 8 Australian football videos to the value of $250. This week's winner is Frank Verderame of Paraka in South Australia. And for all your Just AFL news, visit our website at this address and click on Inside the AFL. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you again next week on Just AFL.
It's a romantic adventure you'll love when Hollywood superstar Keanu Reeves stars in tonight's delightful movie premiere, A Walk in the Clouds.
Seven's Football Telecast is proudly brought to you by Amy, Mitre 10, Repco, Sip and Save, Ultratune, and Quits.
Well, it's a perfect autumn's day in Adelaide. Temperatures around about 24 degrees, a bit of cloud in the sky, not much breeze. A terrific build-up, as you would expect. Port Adelaide favourites all week, but the Crows must fancy themselves, particularly after the Blues beat the Bombers, I reckon, on Thursday night. Rivalries do bring out the best in clubs, and every time these two teams play, it seems to be a 50%, an even money game. So terrific crowd building up. You would expect it to be close to capacity, around about 45,000. It is a Crows home game, and I reckon there'll be no excuses today. Both teams are raring to go. It's not a dog of a day, Graham Corns. It's a terrific day for footy.
It's not a bad day at all, Bruce. In fact, it's quite warm, but they've trained in these conditions over summer, so it shouldn't affect the teams. It will be a good game.
And the Crows are out, so the Crows are out now with a huge support behind them. They have got a couple of changes to their team today, but they do look pretty strong, and suddenly their form against Sydney and Melbourne doesn't look too bad. The Swans having a huge win last night against the Kangaroos. So they have played quality opposition, as have Port Adelaide. Neither team has been able to win both the showdowns in the 1 year.
It's just one of those games, Bruce, that brings the best out of it. And look, Port Adelaide have momentum, there's no doubt about that, but the Crows' form in parts is not good. They just need to get their midfield structured correctly, get some system coming from defence into their forward line to make a real contest.
Speaking of midfield, how would you set them up if you were coaching today for the first bounce?
Well, Matthew Clark is rucking well. Simon Good and Andrew McLeod are quality on ballers, and I'd have Mark Rasciuto as the centreman in there. Just get your good players around the ball. Stan Glein on the wing has been good, and Chris Laddams has shown he can find the football when it's around his area.
Neil Curley's with Gary Ayres. Let's go down and join him now. Neil.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Well, Gary, the lead up for this week, have you been happy with it?
Yeah, look, it's been really positive, Neil. Obviously, last week it was a fairly disappointing result in the end, but to show enormous character in that second half, the guys feel that they can build on that today. We now know we've got to put that game behind us, which we've done, and we've just been focusing on seeing with having the right attitude today and the right commitment at the ball to try and upset Port.
Okay, this could be a tough question. Your game plan's in place. Yep. You've got all your strategies online, so this is not going to hurt. Who are the 5 Port players that you've spent most time with thinking about around the selection table?
Oh, we've spoken about Primus, we've spoken about Francis, we've spoken about Jew, we've spoken about Franku, and then you obviously got someone like Wanganeen in the forward line. So, they're the guys that we know, given the jobs that our blokes have to do, they've got a big responsibility.
The use of the bench today to keep that power, running power in particular, and pressure in the midfield is very important.
Well, it's going to be, because I think really most games now are won or lost in the midfield, and both sides have got very experienced midfielders, and it's going to be the team that really wants to work the hardest and last the longest today.
Gary, thanks for your time. All the best.
Thanks, Neil.
Back to you, Bruce.
Good job there, Neil, with Gary Ayres. 2 changes. Nathan Bassett and Peter Vardy are in for the Crows.
Well, look, their backline looks okay. Ben Hart's a quality player. Andrew Crowd and Mark Stevens have been solid. Matt Scher's a young player. Kenny McGregor's been good, and Nigel Smart's the classic running halfback. They get their defence set up, their midfield right. It gives their forward line players opportunities. Peter Vardy back off the bench will be important for them too.
Just spoke to Gary Ayres. Let's speak to Mark Williams. He's with Bruce Lindner.
Well, Mark, finals-type atmosphere here. This game, it should give you an ideal gauge of exactly how Port are travelling this year.
Yeah, look, it's an important game. Obviously, it's against the Crows' home crowd. They finished off the game really well last week, and our form's been okay. So we want to have a hard hit out and see how we're going.
Mark, Bruce McAvaney upstairs. Good luck today. What about your firepower this year? You must be pretty impressed. Your ability to score heavily. You did it through the Answer Cup and again last week against the Bombers.
Yeah, look, we scored quite a few last week, and given the fact that Cornsey and Lockwood really weren't involved, it was good to see that so many of the smaller players could get involved as well. A lot of players are kicking goals, different ones. Wanganeen, Burgoyne, they've all been in for goals this year as well. So, there's a whole lot of players that have kicked over 4 or 5 goals, which gives them a lot of confidence when it comes to a game like this.
But what about your reliance on Cockatoo Collins and also Stuart Dews? Dews really been, I guess, a surprise packet this year along with Cockatoo Collins. They've got 7 goals each in the first 2 matches.
Yeah, look, they've been working hard. They had a terrific pre-season, both of them, and I think it all speaks well to the fact that if you train hard, you get the results, and they've gone so far.
Mark, I think it's fair to say Port Adelaide have the momentum and the form, but you seem pretty keen to play that down.
Oh, look, we understand that, being in Adelaide, it's hard to walk around when you lose one of these games, so we understand that there's a lot of pride at stake, and, the Crows, having had such an emotional loss last week, they're going to be up, and it's going to be a real tough beginning, I'm sure.
And what about you personally, Mark? Are you toey today?
Yeah, I probably am. Probably no more than most, but I understand the significance of these games, and we're really out there to win this.
Mark, from the game's perspective, from a coach's point of view as well, where do you think that Port may have an advantage over the Crows?
Look, we feel our running ability. We've trained really hard, and we've got a lot of good results. All pre-season we've run the games out well, and we look to do that again today.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
No worries, guys.
Hard to walk around in Adelaide if you lose one of these games. A telling comment, isn't it? 2 changes. Scott Bassett, Nathan's brother, comes back, and Jared Polton.
Jared Polton is a good player, but Lockwood missing, even though his form is not good, has unsettled their forward line a little bit. They still have plenty of stroke power, but they'll rely on Cockatoo, Collins, Treadray and Dew.
Back with the opening bouncer. Sell out here right after this.
Good night, buddy. Getting better, George.
Thanks for fixing my chair, George.
Oh, now that's taste. How can one man have so much talent?
In New Alley.
What? He kissed somebody else? It's over?
I think that you should leave.
I think we should talk.
I don't want to. Is TV's hottest romance in ruins. Love isn't always enough. Monday on 7.
At these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
Sally's car care range includes 33% bonus polyglaze car wash, $3.95. Castrol GTX2, just $14.45. Enter the Winter Nationals with Victor Bray competition. Fram oil filters, huge range, premium quality, $4.95. Boost prepaid mobile phone, only $79. Includes $50 worth of calls.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
New chicken salad McWrap. The deliciously cool, fresh sound now playing at McDonald's.
Ah, new Magna. Looks great, but I mean, what else has it got?
Well, it's got a big 3.5 litre V6.
Yeah, but besides having the big V6 and looking great, what else has it got?
Well, it has the V6, but with the economy of a 4.
All right, but besides the big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has it got?
It's the only Australian-built car exported to the United States.
Yeah? Okay, but besides being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States and the big V6...
It is Mitsubishi.
Hello? Yeah, look, I want to quit smoking.
Sure, well, you've taken the first step. That's great.
Planning ahead is really important.
And I could send you a quit book if you'd like.
Call Quitline on 131 848. 131 848.
At Mitre 10, our Easter prices have come crashing down. With a halogen light with motion sensor only $35 or a Bosch line trimmer just $59.95.
Friendship in shreds.
Your mistake could cost a man a life sentence.
And a nightmare stalker.
Hold on.
You hold on. You don't have a psycho after you.
New knife-edge suspense. The Practice. Monday on 7.
Well, once again, you'd expect the stakes are high in a showdown on this almost perfect autumn day. Huge crowd live into SAS throughout South Australia. Welcome to Chris Titmar.
Yes, thanks, Bruce. Terrific afternoon, as you've already spoken about. They are 4 apiece in the showdowns. They don't get any tighter, and I think I myself believe this will be tight. A lot tighter than people perhaps think. I think the Crows will take it right up to Port Adelaide here this afternoon.
Well, Bruce Linder and Neil Curley have already spoken to the coaches. They're down at ground level. Rashudo won the toss, kicks to the left of the screen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you, boys. No great win advantage. And Bruce, this was finals feeling down here.
It gets the back of the hairs on the neck, standing up. You nearly want to go and pull the boots on yourself, but as you said, conditions absolutely perfect. It'll be a crunch game, I'm telling you. The midfield, the first 15 minutes, watch out for that. It's going to be heavy hitting.
And Graham, look forward to some surprise Crows field placings. Back to you.
Around the midfield curls.
Yes.
Well, it looks as if Rashudo might be in the centre square with Edwards and Goodwin to start. With Clark for the Crows.
I can see Kane Ackland trying to stretch Adelaide's defence, starting in the forward pocket for Port Adelaide. And at full forward, Welsh. Robin looks like he's playing centre-half forward.
And umpire coming into the middle already. You can see some pushing and shoving. So players just getting a little excited before the game even starts.
Smart's got Wanganeen in the goal square for the power. So the mighty roar goes up. We'll hear that a few times today. Port to the right, Adelaide to the left. Dew, first touch, no kick. It's going to be a hot footy early. Ball comes out to Francis. Pretty good tackle. Primus tries to crash through. Does. Franco, high tackle. Called to play on. He did duck. Probably a good call in the end. Lovely kick. Well controlled. Franco to Cockatoo Collins to Stevens. Inside. Oh, nervous looking kick, but it found Francis within range, you just about think.
Well, it's a pretty smart kick, actually. He could have gone long, but he's found Fabian at 50. He can make the distance.
It's a good kick. It's right there going. the big fly. Edwards takes a chance. Bassett, handball to Crow, going the wrong way. Back to Edwards. They've got to keep a cool head here, the Crows. They do. Stevens in the box seat. Stenglein did really well. Fabian Francis' hands were very, very good. Taken out nearly by Stenglein. Still in play. Fabian Francis, well done. The handball not good. Shirley caught. Terrific tackle. Burgoyne. Ball up. It's the start you wanted just inside Port's 50.
Bruce, you feel like you've played a game already, don't you? What an opening minute here at Footy Park. Tough and tense tackling coming from all directions. Both sides have settled very well. Ackland from behind gets the tap away. Goodwin was there for the Crows. Burgoyne, another touch for him. Jewett is claimed. They cannot get a kick or a handball away here. But now the Crows from half-back. Nigel Smart. The players watch it. Let it bounce. Laddams reads it beautifully to Bickley. Bickley, well tackled, loses the footy. Polton holding the footy. No, says the umpire. Still they play it on. Bickley, another chance. We'll go to Rashudo. They kept it now at 55. Just about run down. They play it on at half forward. Another big tackle laid. And it's holding the footy. First free kick paid.
Took him on, but the tackle was too good.
Well, the kick from Polton goes astray. Hanging on. And it is. And the free kick will go the way of Bickley. Left half forward for Adelaide.
Gee, no left foot Bickley, no left foot Rashudo a moment ago was damaging for the Crows.
Tough one to get on the bounce. Perry pushing it along.
Guys, the interchange for Port Adelaide. Montgomery, Schofield, Guerrera and James.
So Bassett there, back into this Port Adelaide side. Just his 5th game of AFL footy. His career dogged by injury so far. But what a player he promises to be. Ball loose at halfback for Port Adelaide. Handball came from Wilson to Franco. Clever kick around the corner.
Burgoyne at halfback, measures it, but sets Stu up a bit. He has to get a very quick kick away. Crow versus Cockatoo Collins. This will be interesting. Cockatoo Collins cleverly. Crow with him. Still Crow. Still Cockatoo Collins. No free kick. Umpiring's good early. I reckon they're just letting it go. And now Cockatoo Collins. Oh, he was clever then. He worked Crow around and won a free kick.
Gee, it was a good indicator. Andrew Crow's one of the fastest in the Crows lineup, but Jay Cockatoo Collins led him to the ball there and just was clever enough to keep his body over the ball and stay upright.
Well, this is a better result for the Crows because he immediately handballed to Dew, who was within range. Now, Stevens is not within range. Centering kick to centre half forward. Corns could grab. Terrific mark. It's important for Corns today that he does get a lot of kicks within range because that's the one thing that's been lacking from his game, his ability to kick big scores.
Fellas, interchange for the Crows. Sure, Skipworth, Vardy, big ones.
Well, this is a big kick for Chad. We're right behind him. He can be a little nervous, and he has missed it.
Goodness me, you don't miss those, son.
Studley, what's going on?
He stabbed at it, he didn't kick through it.
I just realised it's the first time I've called a match with you up here, Graham. I'll have to be careful. Bassett out wide. Not such a good kick. Francis in the pocket. Left foot. Wanganeen caught underneath it. Cockatoo Collins, Crow. Well done, Crow, because he had 2 guns against him. The ball's not out. Brilliantly done. Carr kicks a goal. Wonderful stuff.
They were total strangers. Then, fate stepped in.
I'm pregnant. If I come home without a husband, he'll kill me.
And changed their lives forever.
How about if you do show up with a husband?
This is romance that will begin with a lie.
Who's this?
My husband.
The truth.
It's wonderful.
They were the last to discover.
Please.
You can't help me anymore.
A sensational cast in a breathtaking premiere.
Can't imagine how I want you.
A Walk in the Clouds, tonight, 8:30 on 7.
What a player the Power have picked up from East Fremantle in the 21-year-old Josh Carr. Didn't he attack the footy and the body, and it resulted in a goal. Port Adelaide strike first in Showdown 9, 1-1-7. Crows yet to score. But the Crows have been into attack. Promising signs for them early as well. And the umpire will ball it up just outside the centre circle as we see the Crows bench. Peter Vardy just champing at the bit to get back into AFL footy. He's been on the sidelines for so long. How will he find the pace here this afternoon? He'll lack some match fitness as Port Adelaide go running through. Stevens left the footy behind, a little tentative. Edwards came in. Franco's there to help out as well, and the umpire will be forced to ball it up again slightly towards Port Adelaide's attacking end.
Yeah, some of the players just snatching at the ball rather than letting the ball find their hands, and maybe an indication of the nerves and the pressure and the tension out there.
But it's been a good opening. Both sides attacking the body so hard. Clark just about got rid of Primus. Quick kick forward came from Goodwin. And the mark taken. Good mark it is too. Laddams has settled pretty well. Perry's out on a lead. Clears him. Goes over the back. Paxman read it nicely for Port Adelaide. Will clear from defence. Cockatoo Collins has started beautifully.
Well, he's coming right from the forward pocket to the wing and creating some problem for Andrew Crowell.
Paxman runs up from defence. They go to Wilson now, who'll have to go very high. Awkward kick for his teammates to get under. Franco will sit under it. Will wait for the crumbs. Doesn't really get a run at it in the end. Ackland barging his way through. Got a kick away. Out on a lead is Wanganeen. Goes to ground. With him was Smart. Wanganeen forces it forward. Chance Treadray now. Treadray picks it up and he goes. The Power have another one. It's their second. Every foray forward from either side, Graham, is real hard work, isn't it?
Well, the weighted numbers there, Port Adelaide just swept the ball forward until it came out to Warren Treadray. Gavin Wanganeen spilled it, but stayed on it. Just managed to keep the ball going forward. It fell to space. Treadray under pressure, but he knew where the goals were. Just that movement, that chinking movement to the right gave him some space and a little bit of time to drop the ball onto his boot. It's a good start, and they seem to be the more intense of the two teams, but it is very early days.
Crows have had a couple of chances having that half forward. So it's a good start for Port. A couple of goals on the board. Treadray and Carr. Corns has taken a terrific mark. So the key forwards getting involved early. Primus belts it forward. Burgoyne off the ground. Difficult ball this one. Cockatoo Collins so important here. McGregor, good tackle again. It's Cockatoo Collins, who's an inspired player this season, there's no doubt.
Fellas, I've got to say that I don't know how you see it up there, Graham, but I don't think Crowell's the answer for Cockatoo Collins. I think it's a Hart or a Smart job, that one.
Well, I think they've got to look at it very closely because he's leading him up the ground and he's just getting away from young Andrews getting lost with it, and Benny Hart's far more experienced.
Correct.
Hart's got Fabian Francis and Nigel Smart's got Gavin Wanganeen. So some hard matchups. Corns out wide. Stevens, still with Stevens, getting plenty of it early. Not such a good kick, just missed Smart though. Franco brought down, in fact, dropping the ball, ineffective handball, so the free kick to go to Shirley.
Port Adelaide not bombing the ball long, they're just looking for that short kick between centre and the 50-metre line.
Shirley's kick found Smart. I think it may have been for Crowd, didn't matter. Gets wide to Bickley at half-back.
Bickley has had a fair bit of the footy early, played a very good game against Melbourne last week. This time he picks out Primus, the opposition captain, who handballs immediately to Wilson, who was a little bit stationary, had nowhere to go, and went short and picked out Francis. An underground punt, really, from Fabian Francis. Just about the best kick in the Port Adelaide side, usually, but he can redeem himself. No, he can't. He overruns it. Allows Ben Hart to come in. Primus getting under it again. Goes one-handed. Bassett will come in to help out. And they find the boundary line, Port Adelaide, and probably timely as well. They were in trouble.
Yeah, and they were just fiddling around with the ball across half forward. And with the short kick, inaccurate, Crows were able to turn it over. Matty Primus didn't go back strongly for that ball. He just was aware of his teammate coming behind him.
Primus gets the better of this ruck duel. Comes to Nick Stevens, a very busy player early. And he wanted the boundary line as well and found about 25 metres along that outer side.
So a reminder about our internet, i7sport.com.au, for all the information on this game and the other matches being played today. So log on there. Primus. Free kick, I think, to Clark over the shoulder. These can be damaging, these ticky-touch-wood free kicks in these ruck situations. So Clark, a couple of kicks from goal, looks for Perry on a lead, and also a stationary Rashudo. Franco to Stevens. As Chris Dittmar said, he's getting plenty of it. Polton back to Stevens, bad kick. Thought his kicking against the Bombers let him down, even though he had a whole lot of the footy. And that one's out on the full, just floating away in the end.
Yeah, that short, wide kick for Port Adelaide is just not helping them coming from defence.
Clark short. McLeod, first time we've really seen him.
He's going to have a tough man in Carr to beat today.
Well, it's almost the key to the match in many ways, Neil. If McLeod has a huge game, you think the Crows can probably win, but he will need to play offensively brilliantly today. Goodwin, who put the Crows in front in the last minute against Melbourne last Saturday night, only to see that effort unrewarded in the end. Now, can he goal from here to get the Crows going here? He's about 48 metres out. He's hooked it pretty badly. He's just scored. So Adelaide
their first score, Port 2-1, so it's a 12-point game. Getting up towards halfway through this first quarter.
Yeah. He would have been disappointed with left footer on that angle. It was an easier shot for goal from that.
Kick in, finds Paxman at halfback. Plays it on, goes with a left foot kick around the body, put Wilson under pressure, has to get rid of it. Did he do it legally? Umpire said we'll play it on. Burwin comes through, ever alert. Stevens is having an enormous quarter. His last kick wasn't so good. What can he do with this one? On leads Wanganeen, it's spot on. And it finds Wanganeen probably just within range. Kicking into the whatever slight breeze there is here at Westlakes this afternoon.
It's a great lead. Wanganeen led from the square. The kick was perfect. He was just able to run onto it.
Stevens 6 kicks and a handball so far. Wanganeen close to the man on the mark. It's going to get the distance all right. Is it a goal? I think it's hit the post. So minus score to the Power. They go to 2-2-14. And the Crows 1 behind.
That breeze just having some sort of impact on those large. Goodwin's kick for goal and Wanganeen's kick for goal. Ball definitely going to the left or to the east.
Graham, it's just picked up a little down here at ground level, heading towards the northern end.
Jim McLeod trapped that brilliantly, and good kick to Rodman. There's a build up here, back to McLeod. Best forward movement though. The kick let him down a bit. Belted away. Edwards versus Kingsley. Kingsley on the left. Good kick. Controlled it to Primus. And then able to get around the big ruckman. A wobbly old kick, but it was okay. To Carr, she's got a hard body. Took Rashido on pretty well there. And then the kick down the line to Treadray. Just waited for it a bit, Treadray, but he's okay. And it'll be a ball in the centre wing. So Port with a couple of goals through Carr. There's the tackle on Carr. Gee, he's strong.
He just stood in. He stood strong in the tackle, and that's the sign of a young fellow who's confident with his body.
So Carr and Treadray, the goal scorers early. Franco squeezes one out. They're on the burst here. Francis
will run the half forward. Left foot kick will go to the front of the goal square. Ackland's got the sit at the back. Couldn't get his hands on it in the end. Smart was good in front as well. The ball hasn't gone out of play. It has now. Ackland promises so much from what we saw last week against Essendon. Terrific backup for Matthew Primus.
My word, the big cheers from the crowd. Peter Vardy getting set to come on. But he's tall, Chris Kane Ackland. He's going to stretch Adelaide's defence. They need to do that, Port Adelaide.
Well, he got the tap away then, but he was definitely all over the back of Nathan Bassett. And the Crows get a very handy free kick right on the last line of defence. As Vardy does come on for his first run. It's been such a long time coming. Welsh is the player to go off. Primus now working hard from behind. And the Crows see the ball out of play.
You'd have to question why Scott Welsh, who was the dominant forward for Adelaide last week, is taken from the ground for Peter Vardy.
You can only presume the times the ball's gone in there, Graham.
Did he? Well, Paxman's led him to the ball. There's no doubt about that. So it might be a wake-up call for him.
It was a good tap from Clark, but Dewar's stolen it. Ackland again is caught behind for Port Adelaide. Crows a chance again. The handball from Stenglein was very good. And it finds Stevens, who has no one to kick to. Vacant centre wing, member side of Football Park. The ball will dribble its way towards the interchange gate. It just stays in, or does it?
Out about throw in. Throw in.
Sees it. It looked like it came off one of the players' boots, but as Neil Curley, who was right on the spot, tells us, it will be a throw-in, interchange gate.
Right in front of our commentary position. Treadray unopposed, but the Crows may steal it. Edwards to Stevens. Down low. Rodman. Clever pick up in the end, and then just left the footy, hoping for a free kick. Hart in the box seat. Francis behind him. Hart to measure it. Good kick. Gives his forward a bit of a chance, and he's got it, Vardy. What a start. Play on to Rodman on the burst. It's a goal. They needed it.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. Every time you inhale, tobacco smoke condenses in your lungs to form tar. This is a healthy lung. And this is the amount of tar a pack-a-day smoker breathes in every year. Every cigarette is doing you damage.
The margin back to 7 points now in favour of the Power in Showdown 9. And the coach's move has been justified. Vardy gets a touch and it results in a goal.
And I guess Mark Williams now has to look at that matchup. Paxman on Peter Vardy, whereas Paxman was okay on Scott Welsh. What does Mark Williams do on Peter Vardy?
And again, Primus has given away the free kick. He got the tap away, but you saw the left hand go into the neck there of Matthew Clark, who will kick from the middle in the direction of Robran. He'll have to get there on the first bounce. With him is Wakeland, and Port Adelaide win out. Wilson from half-back. Good, long, penetrating kick to half-forward. The sit was with Mark Stevens. Off hands, Cockatoo Collins read it beautifully. Handballs to Carr. Carr, already a clever goal to the youngster. Make it 2. Great work from half-back.
Well, classic movement and ball forward. A long kick. The contest between Chad Corns and McGregor came to ground, and beautiful crumbing by Che Cockatoo Collins. I think the handball was designed to go a bit further, but Josh Carr, who is in everything, he's had McLeod and Edwards to mind in the early stages of this game, and who would have thought within 16 minutes he would have 2 goals on the board himself.
Wilson going to the right spot, Rashudo going to the wrong spot was pretty important at half-forward for the Crows as well. So Port out to a couple of goals here, 3-2 to 1-1. Carr the surprise packet with a couple of goals. A bonus. Clark's had 4 free kicks in this first quarter. I think he might have had 3 and Bassett 1 from either throw-ins or ball-ups here. So
Bruce, the big thing with Carr, not only is he a good minding tagger, but he also knows when to run off and be offensive.
And he's certainly demonstrated that in this first 20 minutes.
Well, the sentiment there is to just bounce the ball and get on with it, surely.
Primus, Clark goes early. So it's shepherding against Primus. Well, he's got a problem here, Primus. He's going to have to sort it out. Goodwin, Rashuto doesn't take the mark. He's struggling early, Rashuto. Taken by Stevens. To Bassett. To Burgoyne. Perry, the tackle was terrific from Dew, ball up.
Yeah, that free kick against Matthew Primus is interesting. He got under the ball first, held his ground. It could hardly be called shepherding.
Look at the ruck. Well, I can't understand these ruck frees.
He's got to fight for front spot.
Wins the tap. Franco. Back with Franco. Still Franco. Well played. Very well played. To Wilson. Got onto his wrong side a bit. To Stevens. Terrific play again by Franco to set the path to Treadrate. There are really good signs here for the Power. This is a dangerous period for the Crows. Treadrate sets it up. Wanganeen and Smart. Wanganeen front spot. Sun got in his eyes. Can the handball come out? Wanganeen's got it. Arches his back. Goes for goal. And the little champ kicks it. Adelaide have got to make a stand right now. I reckon it's 4-2 to 1-1.
Well, they are leaving lots of space in front of Gavin Wanganeen. He's attacking the ball well. He couldn't see it there, but he recovered well. They're crumbing beautifully. He had the option of the handball out to his left, but he saw the goals. He saw the opening like a rugby player running for the try line and just went for it.
Graham, you said recovery. He is one of the great recoverers in the game, isn't he? When he doesn't win the footy, his second effort is quite exceptional, and we saw it there. And didn't he back himself? He was a fair way out. He had a player running to his left who was 10 to 15 metres ahead of him, and he knew he was going goalward. In the middle again, Primus got the tap away, and another free kick to the Crows. They're winning them at the centre bounces, but they're not capitalising on them, and it's going to go with Bickley, who's played a fair game to date. The former skipper kicks it high to half-forward. Vardy swallows it.
Too much space.
Leads Paxman to the footy again, and they worked that out beautifully. You heard Graham say, too much space.
Well, and he used the space, and if they're going to deliver the ball like that to Peter Vardy, Stephen Paxman is going to have trouble catching up with him or keeping up with him.
Interesting move, Graham. They've just taken Franco off and replaced him with James.
And he's not a happy chappy either.
He was getting frustrated with the attention Robert Shirley was giving him.
So Vardy from 60 metres now. Look at the kick, the distance. He has absolutely drilled it straight through. Big reply from Adelaide.
Well, I always thought that you had to take your new car back to the dealer to get it serviced. But this friend of mine said that she gets hers serviced at UltraTune. They use all of the right parts and the price is fixed. Hey, they sound pretty good to me.
We thought he'd be the joker in the pack. He's been the ace for the Crows early, hasn't he, Vardy? Paxman was ropeable, but they didn't fill the hole in front of him. He really let loose. Clark gets the tap. Dew running hard. So the Crows, that goal, very important. Stevens, 10th possession, not such a good one. Well played, Carr, though. Twists and turns and gets it to Wilson on the burst. Out to Treadray, front spot. With him all the way there was Stevens. Strong tackle from Cockatoo Collins. Awkward kick, Bassett. Terrible kick in the end. Not good enough, and Francis takes the mark between centre wing and half forward. He's got Kingsley at 50. He wanted to go on. Wanganeen leads now. Goes to him, gets him.
I have to say, this is a very high-standard game. The way they're creating the space at both ends of the ground, and players are looking for their leading teammates. And Gavin's creating a bit of problem from Nigel Smart. Nigel's not far behind him, but he's leading him to the ball still.
45 metres out, low, careful kick. He's got another one.
Hello, Sip and Save. Can you just see if there's a blue Barina out the front, please? Thanks. No? OK. That's Sip and Save. There wouldn't be a blue Barina out the front, would there? Hello, Sip and Save.
19-point margin in favour of Port Adelaide. Wanganeen has 2. Carr has 2. And what a quarter from Nick Stevens. 7-3 he has so far. And he was involved in that play going forward again. Bickley out of the middle has been a good player for the Crows. Edwards was clever at half forward. Wilson equal to the task, though. The Port defence work hard again. Laddams comes through. And Perry out in front. He's been impressive, Perry, early in this season. The kick came from Ben Hart. And they liked his work in round 1, Graham, against Sydney. On a losing day, he kept presenting himself.
That's all he does. Well, that's all he does. That's one thing he does very strongly. He's such an honest footballer. And again, we see space and the lead of the forward player respected and the delivery of the ball accurate. Not much Scott Bassett could do about that.
So the left footer, Perry, from only 35 out, almost straight in front, and no problems at all.
Hart's been important to Vardy earlier, then to Perry. And the goal scorers for the Crows, Rodman, Perry, Vardy. You reckon they're going to have to get 10 between them? They're the keys. Vardy has really been a promising start. Clark doing well, building it forward. Wilson's been a good player in the opening term. Edwards did particularly well there. Wilson in, and a Crow over the top of it. And whoever it was a good bit of footy by him, and it'll be a ball up.
It might be time to give Matty Primus a spell in the forward pocket, because Matthew Clark's just getting on top of him at the moment.
I think the umpire's intimidated him.
That's exactly right.
I've watched him the last 3 he won't run at the player anymore.
And he won't even take front spot.
We saw free kicks 8-1, and they're basically all in the ruck infringements, aren't they? They're not really around the ground. Primus belts it out to James. James to centre wing. McGregor and Corns just gets around him, McGregor, and then measures his kick almost a half forward. Polton versus Laddams. Polton pretty good overhead. They get onto him in a hurry, and Bickley gets involved, ball in. Look at Adelaide right now, would think, gee, we haven't done too badly. We're only 2 behind.
They are going with the breeze, but there's nothing in the game at this stage.
Clark and Ackland. Ackland worked very hard to win a free, and he has. And listen to the Port, rather Primus, I should say. Listen to the Port Adelaide fans.
Once he's got front position, he's very, very hard to get around this boy.
Terrible kick. Straight to McLeod. Then McLeod goes long and wide. That's not much of a kick either. And it's out on the full, so there's a waste. Bassett to bring it in.
It's a little bit of momentum going the Crows' way at this stage. But they're not quite as assured as they were in the opening 10 or 15 minutes.
So it's Wilson now, who just took the ball from Bassett. So Wilson from half-back. Good long kick, along centre wing. Cockatoo Collins will fly in front. There was a bit of holding and pushing off the footy.
Free kick to Warren Treadray.
And it does go that way. Hasn't quite got into the game yet himself. On a lead is Corns. Was it a mark? No, had plenty of it. Umpire says play it on, but he's got players there to help out. Kingsley. Now goes with the left foot. Good kick towards Stevens. And in the end, he had to be quite clever to trap that. It was coming over the back of his head. He had his back to the footy, and he did well. Nick Stevens has played an enormous quarter for Port Adelaide.
He's everywhere. He's just running so strongly from the centre of the ground.
7 kicks, 3 handballs. And if you look at the opposing, well, he's been on Rashudo for a while. Rashudo's had the 1 handball. Edwards 1 and 3. Stevens, tough kick from where he is. And he hits the post. So they've hit the post twice now, Port Adelaide. Slight let off for the Crows. Port go to 5-3, Adelaide 3-1.
You did everything right. If you were coaching a player to kick from that pocket, you'd say kick it at the right-hand goalpost. Perhaps he kicked it too well.
He's had a big first quarter, Stevens. That would have really topped it off. Crowd long, down the centre basically. Primus box seat though. Clark could never really get into the frame there. And Primus quickly on. They go to full forward Kingsley. Burgoyne, still Burgoyne. Did really well to get away from Crow. Miracle type attempt, but he squeezed it in from behind.
Well, you have to centre the ball from there. And you have to put the ball into the goal square or to the head of the square. And Peter Burgoyne sensed he could have a shot, and it wasn't the team thing to do.
Good kick, hard to smart. It's interesting, Graham, they've taken Crow along with Pasteport today. Now, Crow regarded as the fastest of the Crows, and they've been able to match him. Here's Rue, first kick for him. And a bit lazy, to be truthful, to Stenglein, back to Rashudo. So Rashudo and Primus, captains for the first time in showdowns, and one captain kicks it to another, and Primus, despite the free kicks, is having a pretty big impact here. He's at half-back, goes across the ground. They do have numbers. It is dangerous. Perry versus Bassett. A chance for the Crows. Taken by Vardy. Vardy's chip kick. McLeod on the burst. Go all the way. Goes for it and misses. They were lucky.
That kick of Matthew Primus. He's kicked it from the wing almost to the half-back flank.
And it takes a long time to get there when Matthew kicks it.
Well, it's been the one query in his game, hasn't it, Grant? I think he's improved it a lot, but it has been the one query.
Mind you, he's had a rough start to this game. He's fought back well. He will have learnt from that kick.
Look, what a great leader he's becoming for this side, for Port Adelaide. The kick in goes towards the outer centre wing. Port Adelaide have the numbers. This handball not so flash. Makes it hard work for Carr. Ben Hart comes in now. James for Port Adelaide. He goes to ground, just about sits on the footy. But in the end, he managed to bottle it up. Port Adelaide were in strife there.
Well, it's a quality game. Mistakes being made, but the pressure of the game is contributing to that. But we're seeing some tremendous commitment from the players.
Stevens in the goal square for Port. I think Wanganeen having a run on the ball, probably.
Well, Stevens needs a rest, doesn't he? Has done so much. Shirley overran the footy. James, he's always clever, this fella. Very skillful player. High kick to half forward. Up in his zone, a good mark was Bassett. Umpire said play on. He had plenty of it. Schofield can come away with it, gets claimed, loses it, handballed high in the end. Now he gets it back, has the handball again. Treadray trapped it somehow, kicked it around the body. Corns one out with Stevens. In fact, McGregor on hands and knees went Stevens. It is tough and ferocious. Goodwin can come away. The kick is smothered. How on earth do you get a touch in there? But they do somehow to Bassett. Now to McLeod, and cool heads prevail. And the ball eventually, now with Shirley at half-back. What tough footy, and maybe it forced the turnover. The pressure of the situation, the ball's now with Schofield. Too far out to score. There's not long to go in this quarter. Polton's got it.
Go at it, go at it.
50 metres out, takes Smart on, goes for goal, and has he kicked it? He has, on the siren. Well, what momentum do they take in now, Port, with that running goal by Polton, slipping around Nigel Smart. And Port Adelaide double the score of the Crows at quarter time at 6 goals 4 to 3-2.
Not a true indication, because both teams have been committed. There's no doubt about that. A few errors creeping into the game. Port Adelaide's forward players desperate to hold it in their forward line. It came out ragged. Port Adelaide intercepted it. Jared Polton found himself with space, saw the goals, ran to the bolt, went inside 50, and when you're inside 50, even into the breach, you'll reach the goal. So a great goal at that stage.
Certainly, as it gives them the momentum. Vardy's been good, but at quarter time it's 40 to 20 for the Power.
Seven's football telecast, proudly brought to you by West End Draft. West End, your thirst. McDonald's, mac your day. And Mitsubishi Motors.
Showdown, the big game this weekend. 7 News will have exclusive access to Football Park. We'll talk to the players, the coaches and dissect our biggest footy match. Port versus the Crows, the complete lowdown on Showdown 9 on 7 News.
Shop with a mechanic's shop and be a part of the action at Repco.
Trident, plastic-backed, universal fit wiper refills, only $4.95 a pair. Loctite, sealers, silicons, adhesives and glues. Bumper and tyre shine, only $5.95. Repco, premium 6-litre motor oil, $12.50. Save $1 on all Valvoline oil filters. CRC, quality aerosols for all types of uses. One low price, $6.95 a can.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
Got a lot of jobs to do this Easter? Then get into Mitre 10 and save with 6-litre accent acrylic low sheen or satin $47.95 or a 1.8 metre galvanised steel stepladder $45.
The entertainment of Adelaide, just 8 kilometres away from the spacious blocks of Northgate. Northgate, the dream just got closer.
Where's Mummy's boy? Time to go outside. Come on, get out from under there. Oh, you naughty boy. No, don't go in there. Come on, out you go. Good boy.
The Lounge Sale. Be advised, don't buy any lounge suite until you see South Australia's largest lounge specialist or you'll definitely pay too much. Up to 50% off and interest-free terms. But hurry, you better be quick. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield and Keswick.
Looking for a home loan? Then call Great Southern Loan, the oldest securitised home lender in Australia. Does your bank offer you a free redraw facility with a minimum of only $50, free rate fixing, a loan free of all monthly fees, great service, at a rate as good as this? Be converted and call Great Southern Loan to ask about our other free features on 1300 66 55 22.
Yeah, our horse came in third. Yeah, we're still taking the boat out. Look, that's my half hour. Here's my...
Daniel?
Hello, Mum. Telstra Home Line Plus customers can now call overseas using 0018. Pay for the first half hour and get the next half hour block absolutely free. That's a free half hour to talk to anyone in over 230 countries.
Yeah, Mum. The T-shirt came in real handy.
Another great option from Telstra.
The leisure spots of Adelaide, just 8 kilometres away from the beautiful environment of Northgate. Northgate, the dream just got closer.
They came to prove to Australia how smart they are.
Pass.
Instead, they're a laughingstock. Now sit back and enjoy.
As I stand in front of you as a group, I think I've addressed envelopes that were brighter.
The Weakest Link, Monday.
Well, Port Adelaide have got their goals from some unlikely sources today. Carr got the first, which was a beauty, and got 2, and then Polton Wright on the bell, basically, taking Nigel Smart on and drilling it home to give Port Adelaide a handy break at quarter time. But it's been an entertaining match. It's 3-2 to 6-4 with Wanganeen and Carr, the multiple goal scorers for the Power. Let's go to Bruce Linden, who's got Jeff Morris.
Jeffrey, the start you wanted, they were hard at it. Just an interesting thing there at quarter time. Primus over to the umpires, any particular reason?
Oh, no, look, we're probably... Free kicks haven't been as well as we would have hoped, but we're fighting well. It's been a hard contest at this stage, and hopefully we can keep on working. We started to break it up a little bit towards the end of that quarter, so we certainly hope we can go on with the job from here.
The thing that you've had a little bit of an ascendancy on in my point of view, is your forwards have been attacking the ball very hard.
Yeah, they have. Gavin was exceptional in that quarter, so hopefully he can keep it up with the Treaders and Corns. It'd be great.
And these conditions, Matthew, can he go all the way? Will he be rucking all day, do you think?
Oh, no, we'll have to give him a breather along the way for sure.
All right, and finally, what did Mark Williams say finally as the address to the team?
No, we just enforce it. Crows will be back at us. We just have to keep on working hard at it.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Over to you, Neil.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Well, Mark, They just look a bit more alert than you boys today.
Yeah, they're a bit sharper early. We've got to tighten up in that area. They got the ball away from those close-in contests a bit better than we did, and they were more efficient coming forward. So we just made a couple of little adjustments and a few emphases on that area, and that we hope we'll get a result from that.
A couple of their small forwards in Cockatoo, Collins and Wanganeen.
Yeah, they were sharp, and we need to tighten up on that, but it's the ball coming in that we've really got to restrict.
Going to be a hard one. Good luck. Back to you, Bruce.
Good on you, Neil. A real West Adelaide 1983 premiership connection with all those interviews.
All 4 of them, weren't they?
Yep. 3-2-6-4. Bigland's on for the Crows.
Yes, he's gone to the back pocket on Kane Ackland, Bruce.
So Clark, so Primus, pretty obviously that he was talking about his own situation with the umpires. Dew on his wrong side, belts it to half-forward, kicks it about 60 metres. Cockatoo Collins, who was very good in the first 10 minutes, hooks the ball back inside the 50. Goodwin against the flow. Crows have got the numbers. Hartstead will give OK. And then Shirley to Goodwin to Skipworth, who's on. So the Crows have made a couple of changes here. Goodwin in trouble. He's gone.
Well,
too high.
Well, he's lucky.
Fellas, there is a problem with Bassett, of course. Doctor doesn't like the look of it. It's a left ankle.
So Nathan Bassett for the Crows in trouble. So Bigland's just come on. McGregor gets it from Mark Stevens. The kick to centre half forward. Vardy has been a real live wire since coming on. Goes back to Bickley. Good kick around the body. Vardy almost unlucky there, the Crows.
It was a great kick by Mark Bickley. Bent the ball around into Peter Vardy's path, and Peter Vardy showing great pace. Got fingers to it tantalisingly, but couldn't control it. And as always, the ball's bounced just where you didn't want it to bounce.
Stuart Dew, brilliant kick to the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen go at it, and a free kick will go. It's, well, the chat at quarter time may have helped out. I don't think these free kicks are there, are they, between the two big fellas?
This is appalling, the way the umpires are discriminating against both ruckmen.
Almost run down. Kingsley at centre wing. It was a good effort by McLeod. He had to come from a long way. It allows Franco to get the ball at half forward. His left foot kick is a bit of a chip. Coming out to meet it is Ackland. He did. Took a while to get rid of it. Rubber and Wakeland fighting off the footy. Stenglow tries to thread a handball through, and then he's claimed in the tackle. And umpire Coates will bounce it at centre half forward for Port Adelaide.
Oh, she's pressure cooked. Yeah, the ruckman must be wondering what on earth they have to do to play good competitive football.
Clark up over the top. Well,
now Matty Primus took his ground.
There have been free kicks at nearly every ruck contest.
Fellas got the interchange for Crows. Sure, Bassett injured, Welsh and Mark Rasciuto.
He only had 2 kicks in the first quarter, but there's something going on with Mark Rasciuto on the Crows hierarchy at the moment, Curls.
Treadray gave the lead. Couldn't complete the mark on the way down. Smart went to Hart. Called that a lot of times over the years with the Crows. Bickley is playing an enormous game. Copped a bit of unfair publicity during the week. Hasn't he responded today? And we should point out he did play very well last week against Melbourne also. It was in, well, it wasn't in the right place at the right time, you could say. The kick now towards Skipworth, half forward. Kingsley came over the top and saw the ball out of play.
Guys, the interchange for Port Adelaide, same as what they started with at the start of the game. Montgomery, Schofield, Guerrera and James.
But it looks like young Hayden Skipworth has come into the centre of the ground for onto the on ball for Mark Rasciuto, which is a brave move.
They have to make a stand here, the Crows. They must score the next goal.
Just outside 50.
Skipworth snuck out the back there. Port Adelaide players frantically. You just see Fabian Francis running across now to pick him up.
So Primus and Clark. Clark beaten that time by Primus. Nigel Smart and Wanganeen had a pretty ordinary first term. Did Smart. Wanganeen was outstanding. McLeod inside the 50. Now here's Skipworth and Francis. Floats over the top. Perry in the pocket. Hooks it back. Francis and Franco to have a go. Cutting it off. Franco tucked around the pocket. Good play. Kept his head. Kept it low and short to Francis. Francis's kick. Wonderful kick. Gee, that is skillful. Beautiful footy, and now Dew's on the burst, getting it from Stevens, and penetrating kick to centre half forward. Treadray at the back, and Stevens cut across. Treadray outnumbered here. They're all over him. It'll be a ball up.
Gee, it was a good contest by Ackland. The ball hit the ground, and Warren Treadray pounced on it, but everybody pounced on
Free kick
with him.
For Stevens.
I think he got a little one in down low, actually, from Treadray, and he's still writhing in a bit of pain. McLeod just starting to get the footy a bit. Laddams and also Polton ball in at centre wing. I think Curls is right. The longer this quarter goes on without a goal, the more important this first one does become.
Throw in, members side, Primus front position, took it out of the air. Carwood, did he throw it?
No.
Well, it was a strange move. I know he was trying to tap it on.
It was a volleyball tap on.
Interesting to see the front view of that. Clark on his own this time, away from Primus, which hasn't happened that often. Kick to half forward. Vardy got rid of Paxman. Comes to ground. There are 3 Port players there. They raffle it. Franco goes to Francis. No one to kick to. He has short, which is Wanganeen, but there was no one up the field. Now the lead's on from Stevens in the middle. Cockatoo Collins Stevens read it wonderfully well. He just waited, and the ball came through for him. Kick to half forward, though. Ackland gets rid of 2 Crows. Illegally, says the umpire. Hang on. It's going to Ackland.
Oh, you're kidding.
Or is it?
It's going to Ackland. He's called...
Ackland...
He's called... There's an enormous chance about to pick the ball up, running an open goal, and he calls playback. Just watch this.
Well, is he suggesting Bigland's pushed him?
Fair enough. No, it's a fair enough decision. The players have both stopped for the umpire's whistle, so I'd say that was a fair.
Okay, Ackland plays it on with a hand. He knows Francis can kick it much further. He kicks it very high. It'll just get short. It'll lob short, I should say, just in front of the goal line. They fight for it. McLeod tackles Carr. They go to ground. And the umpire will ball it up. What is the pressure like out there in this showdown?
Well, it's a good test for all players. Play well in these sort of conditions. You know you're halfway to being an AFL footballer.
Find out a lot about your team and its players on a day like today, don't you?
Well, you don't always get easy kicks, but as long as you keep putting the body in and keep fronting up to the contest.
So the Crows surely will rush it through. They do. Ben Hart sees it through. We haven't had a score yet in this quarter. Port Adelaide 6-5-41. Adelaide 3-3-21.
Fellas, just quickly, Mark Rasciuto could have a slight groin problem.
Thanks, Neil. Well, that's terrible luck for the Crows. Bassett out of business by the sound of it, so they could be down to 20. So obviously we'll keep an eye on that.
Bit of work in the pack there.
Just a reminder about i7sport.com.au. Just check it up after today's 3 matches. All the goal scorers, best players, injuries, and any reports from today's matches. Now, free kick, I think, against Franco for some reason. Did he touch the umpire, Franco? I'm not sure what happened. The umpire's indicating...
Umpire said he grabbed me now.
So that's it. Umpire's almost... The Biglands has got it. Wide to Vardy. Now he's got to Stenglein on the go here, or Bickley. Bickley it was. He's gone longer. Vardy's in the pocket. Still with Vardy. Smothered by Polton. Port may get out of this. Polton, who kicked that goal, well played. Terrific footy, Polton. Bangs it back into the heart of the centre square. Dew and Stenglein, Cockatoo Collins. Just tried something very, very tricky. But play on call, little give out. Edwards can't quite receive it from his teammate, ball up. Franco might have been... Let's have a look at this. We might get a go at this.
Just see what
Franco. Look, yeah, the umpire's pinged him for touching him.
Well, the umpire's backed into him, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, you could argue that pretty... I think you could argue that fairly successfully, Graham, after looking at the replay. But it's 3-3 to 6-5. Crows trail by 20 points.
Oh, Franco trapped it beautifully that time. Got it to Burgoyne, who finds Treadray long, long way from home. Treadray turns immediately and goes with the kick on the lead. What a kick it is to Wanganeen.
Yeah, Gary is. He's got a problem here with Nigel Smart playing in the back pocket on Wanganeen. Nigel has to really play across half-back to have an impact, and he's just led. He's allowed Gavin to lead to the ball too often. Kicks have been good.
I've delivered it nicely to him. 2 goals, 1 so far for Wanganeen. Again, a low trajectory punt kick. Has he threaded it through? He's got his 3rd, Wanganeen.
On Today Tonight, the barbecue gas that's in your car air conditioner.
Injuries would have resulted.
It blows apart this Adelaide cafe.
Burns to his face.
Now calls to have it banned.
People simply don't know.
Plus the town where everyone is below the poverty line. How life compares to Australia's richest suburb.
The top price for a house here is $19 million.
$80,000 and $100,000.
Plus at home with Adelaide's own pop stars. We join their families for a special reunion. This week on 7.
So Welsh on for the Crows, Montgomery for the Power. Port get away, the biggest lead of the match, 3-3-7-5. Wanganeen with 3 goals. Clark wins the tap. Goodwin, Franco and Primus are onto him. Just too high against Primus. He'll be disappointed.
Bit lucky that because that boy backed into him there.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Curl. So Goodwin, no one on the mark, allowed to go on. Kicks to Clark at centre half forward. Ball at the back. Paxman read it better. Perry was flat-footed and Paxman was running into it and then bangs it wide towards the boundary line. Trickling over and over. Has it gone? It has. Montgomery would love to have got a kick there.
He's gone for the boundary line. There's no doubt about that.
Well, as they lost Mead early on this week with a suspension, but they've stood up brilliantly in the back line at the moment.
Just 3 goals against them. Sure getting ready for the Crows. Clark down to Bickley. Polton's had a good match. Takes Welsh on. Robin onto him. Back to Welsh. He's had it for a long time and he's gone. Wakeland's tackle was good. Franco paid the advantage. Port Adelaide could make it pay here. The kick to full forward. Wanganeen off the ground. Montgomery are behind.
Well, he had time. He had time to bend down, pick it up. It was a risky kick off the ground from that distance. Just watch. It had to be Maradona with a round ball to get that.
Yeah, we'll have Scher for Biglands here, I would think, very soon.
So Ben Hart, the designated kicker, comes grandstand side, looking for Biglands. And it's a good kick. Corns came in, showed some courage. Off hands, though, it's Shirley. Pack of players, and in the back it was, in the back of Perry. Over the top of him was Bassett. They pay advantage, and McLeod swooped on it and found Vardy. The lead is on. Edwards to the pocket, and a nice kick. Finds Tyson Edwards in the right forward pocket. Well, it was a huge punt to play Vardy, but so far it really has paid off.
Tyson Edwards has got a remarkable strike rate for the Crows in terms of his accuracy. This is a difficult kick.
You need a Shane Warne here for sure.
See, I'm not sure, Curls. He would have practiced these at training over and over again.
Started his career as a defender, but in recent seasons has been so versatile, and he's gold for Adelaide.
Besides being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States, having a big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has Magna got?
Well, you can get factory-backed LPG conversion.
Yeah, but besides factory-backed LPG conversion, being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States, having the big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has Magna got?
It's got the best towing in its class.
Aside from towing, LPG conversion being the only Australian-built car...
It is Mitsubishi.
Terrific kick, Edwards. Vardy's been involved in 3 of the 4 goals for the Crows. Kicked 1, gave 1 to Robin with a handball, short pass to Edwards. And still Adelaide hang in at 4-3 to 7-6. Port making all the running here, but the Crows not going away. Burgoyne off the ground. Franco running hard. To Cockatoo Collins. She's a clever player. He's got wonderful orientation, a bit up and under to centre half forward. Corns and McGregor. Corns' hip and shoulder was effective on Stevens. They claim him. Ball up.
Graham, you picked that move up of Smart and Hart.
They changed, have they?
Yeah, Hart onto Wanganeen, Smart onto Francis.
That's the smart one. It was probably about the right time to do it. He gave Nigel a bit of confidence, but it brings Nigel out to half back where he can run.
Better suited there.
Yep.
So a bit of toing and froing here, about 20 metres from goal. Treadray and Corns did the ruck work for Port. Stevens was in there for the Crows. Stengline on the bottom. It's a bit like rugby, isn't it? And there's a ball up. There are going to be some very tired players here at half-time. There's been a lot emotionally and physically on a warm day. It's only 26 degrees. Port attacking, 25 metres from goal. Primus, well played to Treadray, to James. James back. Montgomery to Stevens, well played. He could have blazed, but he's given it to a man who can go all the way here.
I have to say, though, Bruce, if you're on 50 and you can see those goals, slight breeze behind you, go for the goal. I mean, the ball is in very good hands, make no mistake about it.
Well, Nigel Smart saying, what's going on here?
Well, he's had 3 against him, Neil. He may have 4 against him. 52 metres out. Good kick. He's got it.
Salad McWrap. The deliciously cool, fresh sound now playing at McDonald's.
27-point margin in favour of the Power, but it's been hard work getting there. This match is far more even than the scoreboard indicates. Back in the middle, where there's been so much trouble. This time, Clark gets the tap away. No free kick this time. Paxman runs onto it at half-back. He's tackled beautifully. Shirley was the tackler. Kicks it high now to the lead of Perry. Polton's caught behind. In fact, it was Vardy. Robrin comes out, met it beautifully to Skipworth. Back to Robrin. Doesn't know which way to go. And this will help Nigel Smart's confidence. He's taken a mark at half-forward and will kick for goal from just outside the 50.
Well, can he return the favour? That's what he'll be trying to do. Matthew Robin, superb skills on his left foot. He is a left-hander, but he kicks right-handed, so the left foot kick. Stuart Dew coming from the ground, amazing.
Well, Stengleine's done a marvellous job on Stuart Dew. Hasn't allowed him to get into the play at all. Smart's kick. It's going to get there. Terrific answer from Nigel Smart.
Mitre 10 understands that getting the right advice when and where you need it can save you a lot more than money.
I'll tell you when it's level. I'll hold it.
That's why we've introduced the Mitre 10 advice line. 136310.
All right, so yeah, we can fix it.
So now you can call any day and get expert on-the-job solutions that will save you time, money, and even face.
I'm gonna have to chisel a bit off the other end.
Runner out with Francis, such symmetry and all that. Short kick Stevens to Francis, long goal. Short kick Robin to Smart, long goal. So that's going to help Smart, and it certainly helps the Crows. 3.5 goals again. Good one out of the centre. They just need to erode this lead to get a bit closer. Bickley got a little shove and he'll get a free kick. Crows have got a bit of a chance here. You just feel they're getting right back into it again at 33 to 54. And Bickley sizes it up. He goes to Vardy. Got him. He is the big winner at the moment for the Crows. He is the difference. He's keeping them in.
Well, they're giving him some space. I know that's wide, and that's not where you like to have it, but they're giving him space. But the kick from Mark Bickley respected the lead, and just a good enough kick to get it over the head of Paxman dropping back. It's not a difficult kick from this pocket, although the breeze comes into the equation.
To put a slight draw on this one.
Yeah, right-hand goal post, it should come back.
Paxman uncomfortably caught in front there, wasn't he? And Vardy able to take it over the top. 40 metres out, tight angle, good-looking kick.
Post.
Hit the post. Just fading at the end.
Well, he's kicked it too well. But from that, you'd think he started outside right-hand post. And...
So 5-4 to 8-6. Adelaide desperate to get the next goal.
Kick in from Polton. Hard work for Paxman. Did he get it on the half volley? I think Vardy thought so.
We go for the third umpire, but I think it was a clean catch.
One hand, one bounce. So Paxman has. He going to bring it back across goal now.
He's got no.
Waitland gives a lead. Perry's going to get in the way here, and nearly a terrific mark. Great effort from Perry. Now they play it on. Port Adelaide are in big strife. Big tackle laid by Smart. Umpire comes in and says, "I'll pull it up." They've done well, the Crows. They'll keep it in the 50.
Gee, very lucky not to go for holding the ball too, because he did drag it back in underneath him.
Yep, Josh Carr sitting at the bottom of the pack. He's lost his boots.
Don't throw it away, Josh. You're going to need it.
The trainers will undo the laces and help him out with putting it back on. Huge chance for the Crows at half forward. The momentum has swung. It's with them at the moment. Goodwin, great hands to Smart. Kick from Welsh from a standing start. A mark here, and he's taken it Stenglein. He's been a great player in this first half. He got rid of Stuart Dew, who's now on the bench, and now he's got the chance to kick a goal.
Yes, he didn't actually play that close or tightly on Stuart Dew, but he certainly was effective. And the one thing he does do is take an extremely strong grab. He just stood tall there, got his hands to it. Let's see what sort of an angle he's got. It's okay.
Well, a moment ago, they were 27 points down. This will bring them to within 14 if he can get it through. It's drifted. It's drifted off the side of the boot, has it? Oh, minor score.
Again, tentative with his drop.
Kick the ball, don't steer
Tentative
it.
with his leg. He just got to kick through the ball.
5-5-8-6.
Oh,
Flirting with danger, wasn't it? But James took it.
living dangerously.
Short to Poulton. It's been good, Poulton. Short to Carr. Couldn't take the mark. Kick was just a bit much on it. Bickley having a good game. They've got the numbers. Vardy's a chance. Oh, Bolton was terrific in the front there. He really was.
Oh, that was lucky.
Look, he stood under it. He got his hands to it. He had just enough of it, but you understand. Here's the replay. Hands. No, not enough. Not enough.
Kingsley short.
Crows fans are understandably irate.
So Kingsley at half-back. Gets it close to centre wing. Wakelin a target. Rodman at the back. Franco well played to Stevens. Stevens did well to Schofield. First time we've really seen him banging to centre half forward. McGregor well played. He took Corns on in the air, and that's not easy, and did it well. Crow to Edwards. Still Adelaide on top for the moment. They haven't been able to put it on the board. That's the problem. The kick to half forward. Rodman, Paxman. Well played, Paxman. Building it away because Vardy was over the back, or Welsh was over the back and waiting, and a ball up. I think Port can hold here, they'll be pretty happy because they know the Crows are coming at them, and if they can just hang on here with a 3-goal lead, they'll be pretty pleased about it. Still a fair bit of time to go in this first half. It's edge of your seat stuff, isn't it?
Well, they've got the advantage. They've been into their forward 50 10 times compared to Port Adelaide's 8, so this quarter.
Gee, James took forever to get rid of it. Umpire allowed it to go on. Perry's getting under it. He's dangerous at half 40, and Perry. Wilson runs at the footy. Vardy ran at Wilson. It hugs the boundary line and it goes out of play.
Well, Peter Vardy, as you called it, Chris, ran straight at his opponent, Michael Wilson. He should have gone for the ball. Now, that technically under today's rules is a charge, but attack the ball, Peter.
He's exhausted, I reckon, Corns, if you have a good look at him. He's absolutely gone. He's doing an Anthony Rocker at the moment with his hands on his knees.
Being held onto his promise, and he'll enjoy that, having had a chat with the umpires at quarter time. So Primus deep in defence. Goes with the kick towards centre wing. Hanging on, says the umpire. Gee, they're picking out some touchy ones now. After such a torrid first quarter and a bit, they've allowed it to go on. Now they're picking them. Treadray, the ball goes over the top of him. Cockatoo Collins written into the ground, and he'll get a free kick. Treadray was off. He got well caught by Crowell. So it was an important stoppage of play, this one. Cockatoo Collins is going to go long towards centre half forward. Montgomery's under it, can't take the mark. Paxman's with Welsh. Welsh will soccer it clear. Paxman goes with him. Somehow regains the footy. And again, the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Pressure-packed football here, right from the word go. Showdown 9.
Certainly has been, Chris. It's been really tense stuff. McGregor doing well on Corns to Skipworth. Can he find Clark, or will it be the boundary line? He found Clark, and Clark's got a shorty on. Got him. This is Goodwin. And Goodwin over the top. Adelaide building here.
Edward McLeod has run so strongly to take that.
Then goes to the pocket to Rodman. He's just had to wait for it to bounce. He couldn't quite get there. Wakelin will run it to the line and over.
Gee, he let Darryl Wakelin to the ball so easily there.
Skipworth off and Laddam's on. Skipworth was lucky a moment ago. James had actually got clear of him, and Cockatoo Collins didn't go to him. He was on his own in the pocket. He may have been found out. Rodman, Wakelin, only as far as Scott Bassett. His brother Nathan for the Crows is injured, we're told by Neil Curley. And surely Rashudo is injured and not to come back, you would think. In fact, they haven't used him.
Sorry, Bruce. Rodman for the Crows just has to do more.
Just keep your eye on Rashudo, Curls. Obviously, he has got a problem.
I think you'll find it's a groin problem. Now, they're not easy to overcome those.
So 19 points in it.
Throw in centre wing. Clark caught behind. Roger James it was that went the ground. And the umpire says Bickley rode him into the turf. been good, Bickley. James started on the bench for the Power. Just goes over the top, short for Kingsley. Tries to get inside Bickley. What a tackle, Mark Bickley. Possibly holding the ball, you'd think. Umpire close it on. Great effort from the former skipper again. What a game he's playing. Smarter chance if he can pick it up. He didn't have to. He threaded it through to Goodwin. It was clever, but they've lost it, Adelaide. Franco working overtime. Somehow got it out to Chad Corns. Chance for the Port forwards. Collins the flyer. Brilliant look-away handball. Came from Welsh. And McLeod's away. Will he get run down? Paxman in hot pursuit. Couple of bounces from the champ. Now he centres it. Over the back is Varney. He'll goal. Brilliant, Peter Varney. Great work.
Meet the office bitch with a real bark. She's harassing the staff, giving evil looks, and eating all the office biscuits. Can Harry cure the hound?
I want Bixie to be everybody's friend in the office.
Harry's practice tonight on 7. Then, as Popstars takes the globe by storm, we bring you the world's worst wannabes.
You say nothing.
They're either stupid or deaf. Plus, exclusive, our band's first clip, all on Popstars.
Tonight.
Well, along with Josh Carr's first one, the goal of the match, wasn't it? It really was. Sure, wonderful hands to McLeod, who constructed it, and Vardy is becoming so important here. So the Crows close. Gee, one more goal to the Crows before half-time, and we would have the perfect scenario for the second half. It's 8-6 to 6-5. In the corresponding match last year, they gave Port a big start and beat them.
Nigel Smart's being dragged right out deep onto the half-forward flank on Brent Guerra has come on.
Guerra.
Yes.
Francis off.
Clark probably won the tap. Stenglein just had to cough it up. Primus, James, searching handball. Stevens, 60 metres out, sets it up to the goal square. It's a good kick. It's going all the way. It's a goal. Wonderful stuff by Stevens.
Well, he's tearing Port Adelaide apart. That's his 16th possession, 11 kicks, 5 handballs. He's just running strongly as Andrew McLeod did. Matty Primus bullocks the ball out to James, and it's a tremendous left-hand handball. But Stevens sees it. He sees the goals. He's outside 50. There's a slight breeze behind his back. Very good work by Warren Treadway on the goal line to shepherd as well.
Graham, you've called many moves already today. Another one. Primus will go to the forward line now for a spell as Kane Ackland comes on in the dying moments of this first half. And Primus at the moment on his lonesome across half forward as the Crows defenders start to reshuffle. McGregor goes back onto him now. And Hart goes on to Chad Corns in the middle. Clark, a big tap. Well, it's a good effective tap. Went to Shirley, who got rid of it like a hot potato. Stenglein a chance to McLeod, who's clever as usual. Handball to Bickley, dribbles a kick. Welsh handball to Stenglein. Plenty of space at half forward. Goodwin takes it. And you wouldn't mind him taking a kick for goal to win a game of footy, this fella.
He's got a lovely left-foot kick. Not quite as penetrating as Stuart Dew, but there's something about good left-footed players when they get in the groove. They just look so beautifully balanced when they kick. It's a pretty important goal, Simon. Don't want to put any pressure on you.
Yeah, 52, 53 metres. It'll make the distance. He's dragged it across, though. And it's through for the minor score.
And of course, Mark Rasheeda off the ground. The leadership falls to Simon Goodwin and Ben Hart, as well as Mark Bickley, who's always played as a leader anyway.
So the margin, 18 points in favour of the Power. The dying seconds of this second quarter.
And this cloud cover too has cooled the temperature down a bit.
Missed a few, the Crows, haven't they, in this quarter?
Yes, they've had their opportunities.
Scott Bassett from Stephen Paxman to centre wing. Clark pretty brave there against the flow and did pretty well. Getting it back to Goodwin. Can he break the tackle? Gets it on to Stenglein. Little give, not good. McLeod won't sit. Good play at the back by Kingsley. Now McLeod. Quick kick away. Crows have got numbers. Paxman makes a contest. Laddams pushes forward. Goodwin on the left foot. Misses a lot. Sprays it. He's kicked 2 behinds and 1 out of bounds on the full, Goodwin.
Just good pressure football, both teams. Crows with clean possession of the ball, just not able to use it accurately, and desperation from Port Adelaide creating the spill and the pressure on Simon Goodwin. He had a chance.
You can visualise Wanganeen going back in the second half, can't you, when if things get tight.
Kicks to half-back. And that quick kick away by Franco. He's the last play of what's been a very good first half. Port stood their ground in that second term. Adelaide came at them hard, reduced the margin by a couple of points. Bassett and Rashuto injured for the Crows, probably to take no further part. Though we see Rue now just jogging as he comes off the interchange. Vardy's been really important with his couple of goals in the first half. But I'll be back with Graham Corns to have a look at what's happened in the first half. Tread rate reasonable. There's the Rue, the captain. Can he come back after half-time? So at half-time here, it's Port Adelaide over Adelaide by 18 points. It's 9-6 to 6-6.
This news update is brought to you by the home loan that helps you make it happen.
Good afternoon on this Showdown afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it at home because it's a full house at Footy Park. And stay in front of the telly tonight for 7 News at 6. Among our stories, a home invasion in the suburbs, 5 men tied up and terrorised 2 others, opened a safe and stole guns, drugs and money. There's a youngster trapped in a quarry down south. We'll take a look at Easter celebrations here. And of course, we'll have the colour and the coach's view on Showdown 9.
Wait for this weekend. $1 million of furniture, bedding, carpets and rugs will be sold with savings 25% to half price. Look for the Price Advantage tickets Saturday, Sunday and Monday all this long weekend. Look on News. At
to create exceptional performance. Design, technology, Kumo.
It's Australia's newest and most unique arts festival, the Adelaide Cabaret Festival. Over 17 days, more than 40 acts will lift the roof off 12 venues. See Combo Fiasco direct from their sellout season in New York. Robin Archer presents her cabaret masterpiece, La Chat Noir. Chow Mama Chow will have you in fits at the Space Theatre. Marvel at Ross Skiffington's dazzling new magic cabaret show, Lounge Wizard. Judy Kennelly's astounding in her brand new show, Back to Before. The Queen of Cabaret returns. Don't miss Julie Anthony in You and I. Book now at Bass.
The next quarterly instalment activity statements have now been sent out by the tax office. And if you lodge a quarterly IAS, you've now got a choice. You can, of course, carry on completing your IAS as you have been. But now you can choose a simpler and easier way. The tax office will calculate your quarterly pay-as-you-go instalment for you. You return the form and payment each quarter. Then, at the end of the year, you do an annual income tax return. You'll either get a refund or pay the difference. A letter and booklet explaining the full details are being sent to you, your tax agent or accountant. Copies of the booklet will also be available soon at most newsagents and banks. For more information about completing your IAS, call the tax office on 13 24 78 or visit the website.
Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra.
Sarah Homes are the design innovators for holiday homes, weekenders and country homes. Whether you wish to build at the beach, by the river or as a rural retreat, from around $36,000, Sarah Homes can tailor build a home to suit your specific requirements. Picture a Sarah Homes retreat on your piece of paradise. Call 8243 0388 for a Sarah Homes brochure today.
Driver knows street. Unbelievable. Kia Rio. Pay half now, half in a year. No interest, no further repayments. Unbelievable.
It's been a tough match, but at the business end, there's no stopping them. They're looking the goods. Oh, beautiful tap on. They're away. This is sensational to watch. A real premiership performance.
Golden draft, thanks.
Don't know about you at home, but it does feel tighter than the 3-goal game to us here, that's for sure. It's 6-6 to 9-6 here at half-time. Port led by 20 points at quarter-time, and they lead by 18 points here at half-time. So the long break, Port Adelaide 9-6 over the Crows 6-6. And Graham, I don't know about you, but one extra goal by the Crows, I think, would have really tightened things up.
Yeah, Port Adelaide have not been able to bury them. You'd think with their intensity, they seem to have more players around the ball, and they've seemed to have more of it. But the Crows have fought back really, really well, and I just think the game is so delicately poised.
Josh Carr has been a very important player, particularly in the first quarter when he kicked the opening goal and then got a second.
Well, he was tagging Edwards and McLeod and then pounced on the ball, and Well, his ability to turn defensive attack has been very important, particularly in the context of this game with the low scoring of it.
What about Polton's goal on quarter time?
Well, so timely. I mean, it was seconds to go, but he received the ball fairly easily. He saw the space, dodged the player, and goaled effectively. It just gave them a nice buffer going in at quarter time.
The Franco incident was an interesting one with the umpire, was I mean...
This is appalling, Bruce.
Yeah.
This is absolutely appalling. The umpire bounces the ball, backs back into the player who's got his eyes on the ball, makes contact with him. Well, you don't actually see it there. Josh Franco's saying, look, mate, you backed into me, for heaven's sake. That's not worth a free kick. The umpires are becoming a little bit too precious. I know you can't have, you know, just open slather on umpires, but in a situation like that, there will be contact. Play on.
High point of the first half from the Crows was the sheer handball to McLeod and the dash, and then the Vardy goal.
Well, it just ignited the crowd, and we didn't see Matthew Shearer. He read it beautifully off hands, look away handball. McLeod, even though Paxman was chasing him, just broke them open there. And Peter Vardy, how often does he do that? Pounce on a loose ball in front of goal, winds up. He's been so important to them and just shown how much they've missed him.
But an ominous sign for Port, and a good one, was that Stevens replied immediately. Some strong work by Primus in the centre, and Stevens was able to get the goal back.
And he's been so balanced and so energetic today, and he looks so confident there. That's a 60-metre kick on the run. With good work from Warren Treadray, holding two Crows players back on the goal line, but a really good reply. But, Bruce, there's nothing in it.
No,
Three goals is nothing in a game like this. And the Crows, we saw good signs from Nigel Smart, had a difficult time with Wanganeen and Francis. He's bounced back into the game. Matthew Clark's been good. There's been not much from key forwards, but the flanking forwards and the running players have been really in the game for both teams.
There's a lot to look forward to in this second half. There are two other games being played today around Australia. We're going over to Subiaco to have a look at the highlights of Fremantle Hawthorn in the first half.
Down to the half-forward line, and he manages just to clear a path and get his teammate in Black free from 50. Black didn't have a shot, centred it. Well, if he meant that, that was a magnificent pass.
Well, anyway, Sean's got some things to talk about and think
Needs
about.
to convert, and does, and he's very happy about it.
They're feeling the pinch with his heat.
Oh, good
little lead.
Yeah, there was a bit of too much space, really, wasn't there? Yep, unbelievable times he's recorded. He's kicked one goal in his career. Now he's got two. He shows the old guard how to do it. Handball goes back to him, bangs it onto the boot. Well, this is 2-on-1 here. If he can get the ball to Grant Barker, he doesn't need the supportive play, and just stroll in and kick a goal. Oh, he showed it to him. Thompson doing his own roving, blasting it long. Crow 1-on-1 with Parker. He did the body work terrifically there. Crow just couldn't quite finish off his work by taking the mark. Lecker's handball, lots of hogs. Dixon can run in, thought about the handball, doesn't need to, kicks it through, an easy goal.
And the Hawks going well, aren't they? At 6-9 to 3-6 after there wasn't much in it at quarter time against Fremantle. We'll be checking on the other game today, a Colonial between St Kilda and West Coast, right after this break.
New Magna. Looks great, but I mean, what else has it got?
Well, it's got a big 3.5 litre V6.
Yeah, but besides having the big V6 and looking great, what else has it got?
Well, it has the V6, but with the economy of a 4.
All right, but besides the big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has it got?
It's the only Australian-built car exported to the United States.
Yeah? Okay, but besides being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States and the big V6...
Tonight,
Open the damn door!
a laugh-packed 1 hour of Dharma and Greg.
Look at my skin glistening as I'm riding Prince Rupert. It's a horse.
Featuring Bob Dylan. Tonight after Pop Stars.
The next quarterly instalment activity statements have now been sent out by the tax office. And if you lodge a quarterly IAS, you've now got a choice. You can, of course, carry on completing your IAS as you have been. But now you can choose a simpler and easier way. The tax office will calculate your quarterly pay-as-you-go instalment for you. You return the form and payment each quarter. Then, at the end of the year, you do an annual income tax return. You'll either get a refund or pay the difference. A letter and booklet explaining the full details are being sent to you, your tax agent or accountant. Copies of the booklet will also be available soon at most newsagents and banks. For more information about completing your IAS, call the tax office on 13 24 78 or visit the website.
Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra.
John's Leather Warehouse, buy direct for price and quality. John's Leather Warehouse, buy direct for immediate delivery. Compare the value. How can they do it? Because they buy in bulk. And here's a tip. Now there's a world shortage of leather. The time to buy is now. The choice is yours, it's on display, and you can take it home today. John's Leather Warehouse, buy direct for immediate delivery.
Discover the famous Barossa Valley aboard the luxurious Barossa wine train. Relax and enjoy first-class rail travel from Adelaide. Then explore the highlights on our ultimate tour, including winery visits, gourmet food tasting, and a delicious winery lunch. Normally $130 per person, now only $99. Gift vouchers, overnight packages, Christmas functions and private charter also available. Ideal for social clubs. Bookings are essential. Phone 8212 7888.
Get into Joggers World Easter break sale. ASICs 1050 were $129, now just $99. Brand name t-shirts from $12. Run out specials from $59, plus a great range of netball shoes. Joggers World Easter break sale, 123 Pirie Street, City.
John's Leather Warehouse, buy direct for price and quality. Great value because they buy in bulk. So come and take yours home today. John's Leather Warehouse, buy direct for immediate delivery.
We're getting ready for our first Pop Stars concert.
Live in Sydney.
And you could be here on the night.
To get your hands on the hottest tickets in town,
Here we go.
be watching Home and Away from Monday night on 7.
Half-time Showdown 9 here. Adelaide 6-6 to 9-6. Vardy with a couple has been an impact player. Wanganeen has 3 and Carr 2 for Port.
The AFL, in association with its premier partner, Carlton and United, proudly presents the 2001 Premiership season.
The other game today at Colonial, St Kilda and West Coast. Let's go across there and have a look at highlights of the first half.
Capuano with the run. Gardner with the timing. Cousins did nicely. Laid it off to Pryor. Pryor stabs it out wide. Gehrig under the ball. Chance behind Miranda. Banfield arches the back, slips away, settles, steadies, kicks. And I think he may have got it. He has.
They were a little bit crowded up the forward line. I'm just a bit worried about the West Coast Eagles. Their setups, they're staying only a few yards off their opponents outside 50 when they could be pushing back and probably making it harder.
Harvey, Jones, I think he's kicked the goal. Bad bounce in the middle. Everett goes up, taps it down. Harvey, clever hands, got it away to Burke, drives it to half forward. It bounces down towards full forward. Coming up was Hamill, taken by Hayes, gets it across to Lowe, back towards the square. Callahan with the right foot bounces it through. Too easy. Not a particularly good kick. Straight to Morrison. Old habits die hard.
Well, that is a shocker.
Morrison across to Matera. Peter, probing kick. Wilson's mark again.
29, but he's playing like a star, and that's all that matters.
20 metres out. A long way left, but I think he's got the goal. He has.
Gee, he's been handy already, Phil Matera, back in the side. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, real live wire. Kicks from 52 metres out. It may drop just short. Up goes Wilson. Troy Wilson. Kicks his fourth. Cousins' kick is a terrible one. May have been touched on the mark. Miranda still outside the 50. Pryor's got it. Pryor hand passes inside the 50. Gardner, Miranda, 45 metres out, mark Miranda, and I think he's kicked the goal. Gee, that was hard work. Hamill is back in the square by himself. Moyle goes to Callahan.
Well, Moyle already this quarter has had 11 possessions and 6 marks. It's a very impressive performance.
Callahan gets a much-needed goal, his third.
So it's half-time there at Colonial. If you don't want to know the score, there are some stations taking a replay of this match. Look away now. And if you're a collector, don't forget, name a game, any game here in the AFL that you would like to have on videos. 1800 035 665. Every game, every team, every week, name a game. Half-time here, we'll be back with the second half. Showdown 9, Port lead by 18 points over the Crows.
everyone has been trying to figure out who is the traitor.
Wednesday. The moon. First.
3 players left. Which one's the mob?
Find out Wednesday.
The next quarterly instalment activity statements have now been sent out by the tax office. And if you lodge a quarterly IAS, you've now got a choice. You can, of course, carry on completing your IAS as you have been, but now you can choose a simpler and easier way. The tax office will calculate your quarterly pay-as-you-go installment for you. You return the form and payment each quarter. Then, at the end of the year, you do an annual income tax return. You'll either get a refund or pay the difference. A letter and booklet explaining full details are being sent to you, your tax agent or accountant. Copies of the booklet will also be available soon at most newsagents and banks. For more information about completing your IAS, call the tax office on 13 24 78 or visit the website.
Authorised by the Commonwealth Government, Canberra.
Coming out of defence, he's storming through the midfield, out on his own, looking good. Oh, clock that! Oh, we'll be looking at a video of that on Monday. Oh, just unbelievable.
Golden draft, thanks.
Mr. Backrod, shocking! Operation immediately! $2 million in stock! Sacred boys! It's the cash! It's the bankrupt! 69 Port Road, Senator, next to
At Bunnings Warehouse, you'll find the lowest prices on everything you need for your Easter projects. Gutter guard only $1.89, 15-piece screwdriver set a low $9.99, 6-litre interior acrylic $39.90, 45-litre storage box great value at $12, and 25-litre potting mix just $3. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
To create exceptional performance. Design, technology. Kumo.
Get into Joggers World Easter break sale. ASICs 1050 were $129, now just $99. Brand name T-shirts from $12. Run out specials from $59, plus a great range of netball shoes. Joggers World Easter break sale, 123 Perry Street, City.
Tune into Captain Snooze for record-breaking prices on our top 20 beds. Save $500 on Sealy Mystique or Kansai bed only $399. Top 20 beds at record-breaking prices. Record-breaking prices.
The most heart-pounding event won't be a life or death raid.
Don't move! On the ground now!
The event that will have everyone talking is one that's been coming for a long time. Blue Heelers, Wednesday.
Both the teams have just come out for the second half of Showdown 9 with the Crows trailing Port Adelaide by 18 points here. The match stats to half-time. And Port with a few more kicks and also handballs.
Yes, well, Port Adelaide have looked a dominant team, there's no doubt about that, but the Crows have hung in there. The marks are the same. The turnovers, well, there's nothing much in that as well. And the centre breaks, Adelaide, well, given the ascendancy of Matthew Clark there, you'd expect them to have that. They just haven't been able to convert them into goals, and into the 50-metre area, well, equal. So it's a delicately balanced game. Even though the Port Adelaide team are leading by 3 goals, I still think there's lots of footy left to play in this game, Bruce.
Couldn't agree more as we go down to Bruce Linder and Neil Curley. Interestingly, Neil, Rashudo is out there stripped, so I wonder if he'll start the second half.
Well, we'll soon know, and then we'll keep a check on that. But if the Power start, Bruce, like they did the first quarter, they're going to take some holding.
Well, as we see, we're 3 goals up, and to be perfectly honest, they haven't had the best of the umpiring decisions. If they get an even break, I think they'll start to run away with it, mate.
Okay, Wanganeen, he kicked 3 goals. Would you keep him back, or would you put him back up forward?
Well, it's one of those suck-it-and-see approaches. We've got to see how it transpires over the coming quarter here. He's so attacking and creates so much in the forward lines. I'd just see how it pans out, and then if there's a problem in defence, maybe you can put him back there as a stopper.
I'll take issue with you when we're sitting down regarding the umpiring. Come on. Thank you, Bruce.
And Curls, thanks for that. Rashudo is on the interchange, so he is not starting the second half.
Bruce, they're really down to 20 men, aren't they? Bassett, well, I'm not to say really, they're definitely down to 20. Bassett's, it looks like an ankle for him. Rashudo's down with a groin, we think. So in the long run, this is going to be a battle of fitness at the end as well. It's been a warm afternoon, and they're 2 players short.
Yeah. Wanganeen goes forward, Graham.
Yes, and that's sensible. He started so well. It's Ben Hart going to go back and pick him up by the looks of it. Crows have just rejigged their defence a little bit. Matthew Sher did a few nice things.
Smart on the wing.
Smart on the wing. Well, they've been lacking a wingman most of the year other than Tyson Stengline's side of it. And Nigel just lifted in the last half of that second quarter. Maybe he can provide the spark they need.
So the start of the second half, Showdown 9. Hope you're enjoying it on 7 throughout South Australia and around Australia if you're watching. Goodwin gets the first effective touch of the second half to half forward Edwards. Hasn't had a whole lot of the foot. He kicked a beautiful goal in the second turn. Centering kick, Bickley searching and finding. Still with Bickley. He had to panic a handball in the end. Carr ducks down and wins a free kick.
Yes, he ducked his head, but he still got the free kick.
Cockatoo Collins away. Didn't he start this match in explosive fashion? Kicks to half forward to Treadray. Doesn't take the mark. He hasn't had a huge impact, Treadray. Handball away came from Stephen Stengline's little one. They build it up to Sher. They still haven't lost at the Crows. Bickley to Goodwin. They had hold of it for a while. The kick to centre half forward. Wakeland would look for a free kick against Rodman, not coming. Stevens arguably best man on the ground in the first half to James. Port with a real chance here to Cockatoo Collins. He can make something happen. It's Wanganeen the target. Got him, no. Play on court. He's going to pay it for a push in the back.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see that one in replay. The kick didn't quite carry. Gavin dove at it. Didn't control it. It's bounced out, and Ben Hart right there. Well, inconclusive, really. Fell on top of him, but...
It's hard for a defender there, and what does the defender do? He has to go at it.
It was more around his hips, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's a murky one, isn't it? It's a difficult decision to make.
He's hurt his elbow, too, by the looks of it.
And looks at Guerra here. Now the football comes back. Kick 3, Wanganeen. He's played a wonderful game. And this would give Port a 4-goal lead at the start of the second half. We're right behind him. Careful with it, it's a good kick. He's kicked 4 goals. Well, in many...
It will begin with a lie.
Who's this?
My husband.
And end with romance they never thought possible. A sensational cast in a breathtaking premiere. A walk in the clouds, tonight on 7. They came to prove to Australia how smart they are.
Pass.
Instead, they're a laughing stock. Now sit back and enjoy.
As I stand in front of you as a group, I think I've addressed envelopes that were brighter.
The weakest link, Monday.
So the first goal of the third term to the power. They lead by 24 points. But the second quarter really belonged to the Crows, not on the scoreboard. But they really made all the running in that second term. Can they kick-start it again? Just 3 minutes gone in this third quarter. Clark gets up over the top, gets the tap away, but it will allow Roger James to come in. It's a left foot kick out of the middle. Bacon half forward. Cockatoo Collins goes to ground. Crowd picked it up, was nearly run down. Smart working his way into it at centre wing. McGregor will find Crowd. Good running from Crowd from defence. He can put them deep into attack with this one. Robert will get a run at it. Wakeland's in front. Robert went with one hand. Bassett's there for Port Adelaide. Fighting for it at ground level. Must be a ball up, surely.
Paddles interchange for the Crows. Bassett, Skipworth, Rashudo, Biglands.
So there's not a lot there, Curls, with Skipworth and Biglands probably the only 2 to come on.
Yes, as they power at this stage, they've got the bench well in their favour.
Bounce down, just 35 out from the Crows' goal. Primer steals it, works hard, uses his strength, and the kick is smothered from Franco.
On Power's bench, Montgomery, Schofield, Polton and Ackland.
Might have gone into his own player here, I think.
Yes, Tyson Stengline, who we thought had done a tremendous job on the wing, is actually on the half-back flank now.
Primus again tries to bust his and burst his way through and does. Gets it to Franco. Chance, though, for the Crows again at half-forward. Chad Corns is caught behind the foot. He can't get it. Was almost sitting on it.
It's amazing, fellas. The three tall forwards, Fred Ray, Corns and Robin, haven't had a great influence at all.
No, the goals have come from the smaller players. Vardy's been the one for the Crows and Wanganeen for Port Adelaide. Goodwin struck the tackle pretty well. He's becoming an important player. Kicks to full forward. Robin, front spot, free kick, I would have thought. The ball goes forward. Is it a goal? Did it come off a Crows player?
They're claiming it.
It's Vardy.
The Port Adelaide players are complaining, but every Crows player had his hands in the air, and Simon Goodwin, you can just sense that he's really assuming this mantle of leadership here. He's trying to drag the Crows back into the game. Now watch closely. Probably a free kick to Matthew Cloud. Oh, gee, that's off the Port foot. That is off the Port Adelaide foot. And the protest of the Port Adelaide players been unheard.
So back to 18 points. 3 straight kicks in it as we see the pensive Gary Ayres. Alongside him is deputy Neil Craig. The ruckman both have Ayres. Franco pulled off the footy. Umpire plays it on. Paxman will lead in the race to it, or does he? Stevens comes in. Well, he's had 12 and 6 now, Nick Stevens. An enormous afternoon so far as Dew sends Port Adelaide forward. Treadray can't get into this game at the moment. Port Adelaide come away with it. Some good work. The handball, 2 Collins to Burgoyne. He'll have to kick now. Gets run down. Now he reclaims it. He'll have another go at it. Vacant goal square. Oh, it was hard work, but he got it in the end.
Nearest 7 save, thanks, mate. Just make it $1 sunshine.
So Burgoyne's first goal puts Port out to a 24-point lead again. It's a great goal. It was a terrific effort by McLeod as well. But Burgoyne up to it. Clark and Primus. Primus does well so often with Treadrate centre half forward. Franco goes back to Stevens. Stevens to the pocket. Well-weighted kick. Gave his chance to his forwards and Guerra. Smart in the front spot. Sure. Well done to Smart. To McGregor. To centre wing. Crows with a chance here. Oh, Biglands has made a blue. Could Primus mop up? No, still with Biglands. Well done. Didn't use the handball. He had Shirley on his own. He belts it forward, and it's afterwards.
It's after he's called out
against Primus, and Biglands lets him know, and Primus lets him know, but not a lot happening there as the kick will go to Perry.
Yeah, just frustration, Matthew Primus. Brett Biglands got away from him. He got a hand to him, but when he kicked the ball, he just kept slinging him.
Robin and Vardy provide leads. I think Perry's going to go for the empty goal square and gives it a long roost.
It's a free kick against Matthew Robin. He was jousting with Michael Wilson off the ball and turned around and pushed him fair in the face or in the chest, and Michael Wilson made the most of it, fell over, so the free kick's been reversed.
Okay, so it's Port Adelaide, so that's a disappointing result for Adelaide. The kick by Francis to centre wing. Treadray, who is presenting himself really well in the second half. Stevens has been a good matchup for him, but Treadray starting to get involved at centre wing, runs away. Little kick to centre half forward, finds his target in Franco.
Franco just waits, wanted to go quickly, had nothing up forward.
There's nothing deep.
Now he's going to bomb it long towards the pocket. Smart's got the height advantage here. Guerra got his hands on it. Hart will find the boundary line. You can just feel the pressure still in this game. It's been enormous. Every kick is vital.
If the Crows could get 2 quick goals, it just gets them back in the game. And Port Adelaide haven't put it beyond doubt.
Biglands did well from front position. Schur's wrapped up in the tackle. Primus bullocks his way through. Guerra couldn't pick it up. Franco off the ground, threads it through. Opportunist goal, Franco.
Port has scrambled more effectively today, haven't they? They've been able to just scramble some goals. The Crows can't buy them at the other end at times. So 12 goals to 7 here. Well, this is the moment, hasn't it? It's arrived for the Crows now. Port get the next one, and you would think that it would be almost impossible to come back. Primus. Port wanting to break this match open now. Franco wide to Guerra.
Don't look behind you, son.
Still with Guerra. Teasing Smart. Smart did well not to get frustrated. Edwards making a bit of a mess of it. Cockatoo Collins claims him ball up.
They just, Bruce, the power boys just seem as though that there's more confidence among them. They're starting their run quicker, they're more alert, and they're certainly better on the ground level.
Well, Neil, they've won 6 games this year, and the Crows have won 1. They're in better form, and I guess they've got a bit more confidence running into the match, haven't they?
That's correct.
But Adelaide's effort has been A+. But they're just getting into trouble on the scoreboard right now, aren't they? Edwards did well. He needs to get a lot of the footy in the second half. He's kicked to centre wing, Perry and Bassett. Can the Crows find a winner up forward? Franco's been terrific. He's kicked the centre half forward, is beautifully weighted to Carr. Port look very dangerous. Corns on the lead. Should get him. Got him. Hasn't had many touches. McGregor's done a pretty good job on him. Looks up. Cockatoo Collins goes to the pocket for him. He's uncertain here, Chad.
Now they've flooded back.
Guerra's in the goal square. He's just going to sit it up. Wakeland's gone forward. Robin's had to go with him. Smart at the back. Well done to Welsh. Welsh looks up. He's got no one to kick it to. He wants the safety of the line, and he finds it. So Welsh has gone down with Wakeland, I guess, and a boundary thrown. 7-6 to 12-6.
Guys, you just feel that if the Crows don't score now, with Montgomery, Schofield and Polton on the bench being runners, they'll run out of petrol and they won't be able to get back into it.
Bruce Linder down on the boundary as Robin belts it forward. Paxman got rid of his opponent rather crudely as well. He can't believe it, but it was there. And Vardy, in fact, Welsh it is. Welsh kicks the Crows forward, looks for Biglands in the pocket. It was a good kick and a good mark. Biglands has done okay against Primus.
Well, he's dragged him forward there. He's run forward and it just gets good hands to the ball, keeps his eyes on it, and Matty Primus not quite able to get to the contest.
Well, he dropped a sitter at centre wing moments ago. This one, a much better effort.
He normally hooks the ball, this boy, so it's not going to favour him.
Biglands from the pocket. Hey, what a kick. What a kick from the ruckman. Handy goal. And in fact, the umpire hasn't given the all clear. Now the goal umpire's come running out after him.
Andrew Coates, concentrate on it. He's got to give all clear. The goal umpire saying, give me all clear. Now, what happened there is that as soon as Brett Biglands kicked the goal, he gave Matty Primus a little bit to go on with verbally, and the boys clashed, and of course the umpire tried to break it up and admitted to give the time on, which the all clear which he has now.
How would you be if that cost? I mean, how would you be if that was the last kick of the match? Rather dramatic. Here's the blue with Primus and Biglands. They're getting into Primus, the Crows, a bit, aren't they? They're trying to stir the captain up. They really are.
Well, he has been tested, hasn't he? He's been frustrated with a couple of umpiring decisions. Matthew Clark has jumped well against him. And now Rhett Biglands runs forward and takes the mark and kicks a goal on him.
Mark Williams still pretty composed. He's in the box seat, but he knows they're not home. Ackland getting ready to come back on, and Cockatoo Collins off for the power. So Biglands a great kick, matched Edwards at the other end. Stevens through the centre. This is what Port have been able to do to match goal for goal. Francis straightens up. This will hurt. That is a wonderful team goal. Brilliant footy power.
At these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
Mobil, premium synthetic 5-litre motor oil, $24.95. Chino, genuine sheepskin seat covers, 3 colours available at just $89 a pair. Nava, premium and standard driving light sets, 25% off. Onger, car fashion and protection, Australia's largest range, headlight protector, $39.95.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
Gee, very vacant across half forward. Nothing there for Port Adelaide. So a long tap is going to go right into a space and allow the runners of Port Adelaide to run into it. Crows need to really hold this up in the middle. Franco goes to ground. and they won't be able to do it this time. So the Crows have done well.
Graham, a little victory young Crowell there, who Cockatoo Collins, of course, who started brilliantly. Crowell's been on top the last quarter a bit, and of course, Cockatoo Collins been replaced.
So now Ackland goes forward. Treadray does the ruck work.
Well, it was a pretty smart ruck play by the Crow. Mark Bickley was skirting the back of the pack there, and the tap went to him, but Fabian Francis was just good enough to tie that ball up when it hit the ground. It was a pretty smart set play by the Crows.
Treadray and Robrin in the ruck. Bickley comes through. Brilliant first half from the former skipper. Kick towards half forward for the Crows. Bassett met it well but couldn't pick it up. Perry was good to McLeod. Something always happens when he's got the footy. Gets it to Vardy. There was a free kick at the other end for the same thing for Wanganeen. This time they play it on. Treadray will take the mark at centre wing, and that's an important turnover. You might remember Ben Hart rode Wanganeen into the ground and got the free kick as Nick Stevens marks at centre wing.
Forward so strongly again, and Robert Shirley's tagging him, but he's a pretty tough job.
These two have had a day out. He and Franco, who has the footy now. Kingsley will be the runner. Through the middle now. Left foot kick. Ackland on a lead. Off hands, Chad Corns was there. McGregor fighting for it, working hard. Gets it back somehow to Tyson Edwards. Now Stengline.
The pressure of Port Adelaide's forward line players. They hold the ball in the area, just creating the mistakes for Adelaide. And the coach loves to see forward line players fighting for the ball.
4 goals to 2 in this term in favour of Port, so they've stretched it from 18 to 30. Burgoyne goes to the pocket. Wanganeen, hands and knees, Hart with him. The umpire dare not give a free kick here. Oh, brilliant. Wanganeen gets it to Schofield, goes for goal and misses.
Yeah, would have broken the game right open.
Well, Adelaide just have to goal here, don't they? I say goal, they're in the process of kicking the ball in, but they must get the next goal. 40,296, the official attendance today.
It's going to go to McGregor and Robin trying to set themselves up there, but
it's got Smart out here, but that's too dangerous.
It's taken too long. It's going to go to Robin and McGregor, but they split.
Treadray's a great mark. Well done, McGregor's had a good game. Gets it to Edwards, takes a man on. He's got Robin if he wants to use him. Besides a bounce, a second. And then the handball over the top, okay. Gets it to Perry. Left foot of Perry, takes a long time, runs a long way. Little give, okay. Laddams, now we know he can fuck the ball. Don't we, Graham?
Well, ever since I said he lacked some penetration in his kick, he's kicked magnificently.
Hey, don't worry about that. Neil Curley's given Tyson Edwards and Rhett Bigler's no chance today, and they both slotted them through.
You can't kick this.
Well, it's not a
Laddams will kick this.
Just a slight breeze at your back. Kicking from 50 on a ground like this, on a day like today, where the ball will carry.
Well, he has to kick it because they've missed too many of these, the Crows, and Port have been kicking them. Must kick this goal, you reckon, to keep them in. He's done it. They stay in. It's a good effort.
Tuesday, how to make your garden come alive cheaply the Aussie way.
Kangaroo paws are easy to divide.
Plus, a quick and inexpensive Chinese dish bursting with flavour.
Once tasted, never forgotten.
Better Homes and Gardens, Tuesdays 7:30. Then at 8 o'clock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff.
Visit Houston Space Centre. Plus, escape to a perfect paradise hideaway in Vanuatu on the Great Outdoors, Tuesday on 7.
Margin back to 25 points in favour of the Power as Montgomery prepares to come back on for Port Adelaide. So they've got fresh legs, the Power. He hasn't seen a lot of game time this afternoon.
Cockatoo Collins has come back on for Burgoyne.
The bounce favours Ackland. Laddams, the goal kicker, will pick it up. Goes to ground, gets his kick away. In front is Perry. Good defensive work. Was that a throw? Says the umpire. It looked untidy. Little chip over the top from Carr. Put Francis under pressure, but he hits the ground running. Now he's away. Look at the kick. It's like a bullet. Wanganeen's caught behind. Softens to himself. Gives himself a chance. Goes to ground. James will centre it. Montgomery will get the fly. We've seen him take a lot of spec. He's off hands. Chance for Port Adelaide. Still Montgomery. And he's gold. And he loves it.
In the new series of Cold Feet.
One of these couples will split. Can you guess who? One woman will give birth to twins. Can you guess who? One of them will find a new lover. You'll never guess who.
It can sometimes put a smile on your face. It can sometimes bring a tear to your eye. And it will always entertain.
I hope you haven't got skid marks on that sofa.
I'm sure that mark was there before.
The 2001 series return of Cold Feet, soon on 7.
Gavin Wanganeen, good backup, but you don't need much more of an opportunity than that when you see the ball and the goals that close.
Just got the answers, haven't they, Paul? Yep. Wanganeen really good in close again there. Ackland and Biglands. Crows can't get close enough to put scoreboard pressure on them. There's plenty of pressure on out there. There has been all day. Just like that, Wilson underneath McLeod, ball up.
Bruce, I don't know how you see it, but when Nigel Smart went forward in that second half, in the second quarter, he seemed to add something and look a bit dangerous. They've got to do something like that now, don't they?
It's a reasonable call. He certainly impacted a bit when he kicked that long goal and got a couple of touches. Welsh is off for Skipworth. So
this bloke's killing him.
Yeah, Franco, he certainly is, Neil. The kick to Cockatoo Collins, terrific mark against Crowd. That's a great pair of hands. He's a wonderful competitor. Went to give the little one, and then an ordinary old kick. Ackland half a chance here. Stevens, Ackland did well to put it in the hot spot. Hart had to belt it away, but he's only as far as Montgomery. Comes back to him, loads it up, bangs it to full forward. Couple of flyers, Wanganeen's a chance. Off the ground. No, magic stuff.
He didn't, did he?
Brilliant, of course he did. It's Wanganeen.
Yeah.
At these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
Projector, portable jump starter and power pack, just $135. Haynes, workshop manuals, comprehensive range for Aussie cars, $29.95 each. Sound 4, high fidelity CD tuner at a crazy $149. MVP, power tools, 2-year warranty, one incredible price, $35 each.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
So 15-7 plays 9-6 now in favour of Port Adelaide, and perhaps for the first time this afternoon, if you're a Port supporter, you might be sitting a little more comfortably, because this has been tight. Even though they've led, it's been tight. They've got a bit of breathing space at the moment. Real important time for the Crows. They must go forward now. Smart will try to get them that way, but he loses it. Dew, dangerous from this sort of territory. 55 on the run. Has he drilled it? I think he has.
Oh.
Well, Art May is specialty. He kicked 6 last week against the Bombers. He's been well held this afternoon, but give him an inch and he will grab it with both hands.
Yeah, look, unfortunately for Nigel Smart, you don't see the endeavour that he, look, well, you do actually. He runs under, but a great tackle from Schofield, and the ball spills to Stewie Dew. It's his first clean run and kick at the ball that he's had today. And I guess if he was paid to do a job, that's exactly what he's been paid to do. And within the space of minutes, Port Adelaide just appeared to have blown the game apart.
Smart was a bit stiff. He ran into Sher, didn't he? And he just stopped him in his tracks. But, oh, the worst bloke in the world got hold of it. And as you say, Graham, and Chris said a moment ago, this has blown out pretty quickly. And Port are in a position really to hammer this home now. McLeod bangs hard to centre half forward. Going back, Bassett. Perry should get a goal here. Well, he's not Wanganeen, is he? But Latham stars and misses behind. Well, the degree of difficulty for Wanganeen was about 10 times Perry's, and that symbolises the day, I think, a bit. 9-7 to 16-7.
And it's state of mind, Bruce. I mean, Crows players are trying, but they just don't want to make a mistake. Port Adelaide players are just letting it happen for them. There's a confidence there that just comes with winning.
I think you're right. They're a little intimidated, the Crows. Not in a physical sense, are they? But just in taking the chance and risking it. And they're going to have to play with a whole lot of endeavour and take a lot of risks here to get back into this game, because right now Port are playing far too well. Bassett's kicked the centre half forward. They're dominating. Is that 50? No.
It's close to it.
Schofield. Players running everywhere with it for him. It's starting to fall apart for the Crows.
Well, they're trying to give it to Wanganeen, who's gone right back to the square, giving himself space to run and move. Too much indecision here.
Well, he's going to push wide to Wakeland. Ooh. Wakeland, 48 metres out. And that was just a bit careless by Wakeland for a behind.
Well, he kicked it like a defender. He had player inside him, but look, you cross 50, you see the goals. Have a go at it.
Franco and Stevens have been so damaging for Port Adelaide.
It's so hard to split them, isn't it?
Stevens with the footy now, took it from Hart to the outer side.
Got that ruck change, Robert on the ball, I think.
Perry with the footy, has tried hard all day, just missed that soccer off the ground a moment ago. Goes with the long kick. Direction of Robben at the back of the pack. Big mark, Matthew Robben. It's only his second for the day. And on the burst, finds Vardy.
Steady.
Just got a bit of extra attention.
Steady, boys.
This is a move that could be very effective for the Crows with Robben's pace and athleticism around the ground. He could give them a slight edge, which they haven't had.
Well, Vardy's been a real success story here this afternoon. He's got 3 goals, 1, has taken 5 marks. And he really has trouble from this sort of range. Always an accurate kick. About 51 metres, and he's dragged this one. So maybe a tired leg in the second half. He hasn't had a lot of footy. In fact, he's had none. Didn't get the chance to come back through the SRNFL. Was rushed straight back into this side for the Showdown.
Yeah, but he's done his job. It was worth the risk. If they could get an effective half out of him with a 4-man interchange bench, they probably would have been happy with that. He's done that.
Good result to James from Dew, almost up to the 50. Clark getting ready to come on for the Crows. James to half-back, so Port have done really well here. They've been able to get it up out of danger. Montgomery, they'd love him to run into some form, and he kicked a goal in this quarter. He's had a slow start to the season, best and fairest last year. Treadray front spot, Smart at the back. Adelaide must maintain his competitiveness here with each contest, and it's a ball up. So McLeod off for Clark. Or rather, it's Perry who's gone off, to be truthful. So it's Perry, not McLeod. 62 to 104. It's a big lead, isn't it? A 7-goal margin. Port over the 100 points yet again. As we showed you at the start of the game, in one match in their first 13 last year, they managed 100 points. They've been doing it so regularly this year. Smart's up and under kick. McLeod with very little chance and belted over the line by Montgomery.
Yes, and it's not so much a forward structure, Bruce, as we discussed before the game. It's the way they're bringing the ball forward. They're giving their Matthew Primus getting a huge boo from the Crows fans as he comes on. Well, it's probably not fair.
Paxman.
But is football fair?
Down to James, down to Bassett.
Bassett from half-back now. Back into the side today. Kicks towards centre. Good mark taken by Goodwin. He's been a real shining light in this Crows outfit. Has had to lead with Rashudo off the ground for most of the afternoon. We think he's got a groin problem. Over the back of the pack, Kingsley read it well. Ducks and weaves and gets out of trouble. Corns now at centre wing. Has to hurry and loses it in the tackle. And Ken McGregor also has played a fine game for Adelaide.
He's been one of their very strong defenders.
A lot of people ask the question about whether he should be playing centre half back, but he hasn't let them down this afternoon. Primus back onto the ground, caught behind this time. Was soccered off the ground. Brilliant hands. Schofield found Stevens. Wanganeen on a lead. Not a lot Ben Hart can do, and the ball's delivered the way it is there.
It was a magnificent kick from... Now Stevens has taken that ball behind centre. Wanganeen's led from the goals, and see where he takes it. The kick was tremendous. It wasn't even a big kick.
Kick will test him. He's going to just make the distance. Treadray will have to work here. In fact, he can't get it through, and McGregor concedes. A minor score to Port Adelaide.
Yeah, Warren Treadray's having a chat to the umpire there. He said he was holding me.
So 16-9 Port Adelaide. Adelaide 9-8.
Interesting, Jude, Treadray, Cockatoo, Collins between the three of them, just 2 goals, and yet Port has managed 16 again. That's what Graham Corns has been talking about, the fact they've been able to manufacture them this year from all sorts of places. Clark did very, very well to Goodwin, to Smart on the burst, loves this situation, very wide, good kick. Vardy probably getting a bit tired here. To Skipworth, to Vardy. Still with Vardy, 60 metres out, bangs at the full forward. Can Rodman take the mark? Well played by Wakeland. The handball away. Bickley surely will kick a goal, and he does against the flow.
New Magna. Looks great, but I mean, what else has it got?
Well, it's got a big 3.5 litre V6.
Yeah, but besides having the big V6 and looking great, what else has it got?
Well, it has the V6, but with the economy of a 4.
All right, but besides the big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has it got?
It's the only Australian-built car exported to the United States.
Yeah? Okay, but besides being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States...
Mitsubishi.
Once again, the ability of Peter Vardy, who weaved his magic in and out 2 Port defenders on the flank and centred the ball in the middle. Clark back into the ruck, got the tap away. Kingsley's kick goes nowhere. Dew forces it forward. Cockatoo Collins with Crowell, who wins out with the footy. He's still fighting for it. Franco somehow comes out with the ball, but he's claimed immediately. Umpire to bounce it inside the centre square.
Umpires are letting those packs go a little bit longer, and Scott Bassett paying the penalty for a lot of some confusion here. He ran to the interchange bench. Jared Polk was about to come in as Bassett's going back.
Primus, strength again to Nick Stevens, who's got it on a string and finds Francis.
Not only got it on a string, he just uses it beautifully.
And Francis can get this to the square. Look at this torpedo punt. Look at the kick again. Will lob in the goal square. Paxman's under it, and Paxman has marked the chest mark. The ball dipped. The Crow defenders couldn't quite read it. He played in front and took the chest mark.
Well, just trying to work out whether he's gone to centre half forward or whether he has actually run down from defence.
He has gone to centre half forward, Graham. He was there for the bounce.
Yeah.
Bassett off now.
I saw him down there, but that's the way to move into the forward line. Is Warren Treadway still out there, Coles? Yes, he is.
Yes. So a certain goal coming up for the Power. Dying seconds of his third quarter. Paxman makes no mistake. Port have their 17th.
Well, they'd certainly breathe easy, but Nick Stevens uses the ball. He could have blasted long, but he got the ball to his teammate in Fabian Francis, who, well, he said, let's have a go. There's the kick from Stevens. There's been goals kicked from there at Football Park before. One of our boundary riders did it. I don't mean Neil Curley. But the ball went high and fell, but Paxman running under it, kept his eye on the ball. That was the secret thing, or that was the critical thing he did. It fell right into his arms.
They've had 11 goal scorers. The Power, here's the 11th. Paxman. Crows have had 8.
See, Paxman's now gone back to defence, so...
He certainly was at centre half forward for that bounce a moment ago.
I think he just drifted forward, Bruce.
Well, it was worth it, Graham. They got a goal out of him, and Port maintained this big lead. McLeod back to Ladham. Has to paddle in the end. He's got 3 all over him, including Franco and Stevens. Stevens probably the best man on the ground to date. Franco not far behind him, and Wanganeen must be in the mix as well.
Stevens and Franco in the centre square, and you throw young Josh Carr into that, have been superb. Matty Primus has had his difficulties with the umpiring and Matthew Clark, but I'd say that they've been the dominant midfield combination.
So a terrific quarter for Port Adelaide. You would think the match-winning term, they added 8 goals to 4, doubled their lead. They led by 18 points at half-time, and now the margin is 43. Wanganeen, 5 goals. McLeod's had plenty of the footy, but you don't remember a whole lot of when he's had it, except for that goal in the second quarter. Goodwin's been good as well, but they need a whole lot of luck and a lift from somewhere. Maybe a minor miracle. It's 17-9 to 10.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. Chemicals from tobacco smoke get into your bloodstream and can damage the delicate blood vessels inside your eye. We now know that smoking is a major cause of irreversible blindness. Every cigarette is doing you damage.
Showdown, the big game this weekend. 7 News will have exclusive access to Football Park. We'll talk to the players, the coaches, and dissect our biggest footy match. Port versus the Crows, the complete lowdown on Showdown 9 on 7 News.
At Mitre 10, our Easter prices have come crashing down. With a halogen light with motion sensor only $35 or a Bosch line trimmer just $59.95.
Hi, home improvers. I'm blowing prices to pieces for Stratco's big sale.
Heritage Bull Fencing, 57.80 a metre. Stratco fan sheets, 11.65. Laserlight polycarbonate sheeting, 13.65 a metre.
Prices blasted.
Stratco veranda roofing, 10.50 a metre. Stratco gable garages with sliding doors and Heritage garden sheds, 12 months interest-free.
The Stratco big sale is on now. It'd be a big mistake to miss it.
I didn't think she would actually do it, but if she did, that was a shot I just had to get. I couldn't worry about lighting, or movement, or anything else but her.
Kodak moments happen every day, and with Kodak Max you can capture them in sunlight, low light, action or still.
She did it.
Kodak Max. It's all you need to know about film.
With a $1,000 head start on your home loan, at only 4.9% per annum fixed for 1 year, you can now have a roof over your head sooner than you think. Call Bank SA today.
Well, we have 3 young boys and they all enjoy a very active lifestyle with their father and just rollerblade all over the place.
Yeah, it really sort of gives us a quality of life that we're looking for.
Well, essentially, we like the idea of a close community. The children are starting at Mawson Lake School next year, and it's all going to be close and handy.
Well, living near work is a godsend. But I'm in business, and I know people in Sydney that would kill for my lifestyle.
Live, learn, work and play. At Mawson Lakes, it all makes sense.
Month after month, Truscott Hi-Fi pulls rabbits out of hats when it comes to prices. April is no exception. Sony 51cm TVs $80 off. LG 6-head stereo VCRs $30 off. Sharp View Cams $100 off. NEC AB stereo TVs $50 off. And Sony Hi-Fis with 5 CD player, mini disc and dual cassette deck $200 off. Truscott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
On Today Tonight, the barbecue gas that's in your car air conditioner.
Injuries would have resulted.
It blows apart this Adelaide cafe.
Burns to his face.
Now calls to have it banned.
People simply don't know.
Monday.
Seven's football telecast. Proudly brought to you by West End Draft. West End, your thirst. McDonald's, Mac your day. And Mitsubishi Motors.
Three-quarter time, terrific turn by the Power. They kicked 8-4 and they lead 17-9 to 10-8. Wanganeen's kicked 5 goals for Port Adelaide in a terrific performance up forward. And Francis and Carr. Vardy with 3 for the Crows. I'm not sure if he's actually got all 3. Let's have a look at one of them in that third term, the soccer off the ground. He certainly deserved 3. He's played well enough, but did it hit the... was it off the Port Adelaide player's boot? Yes, I think it was. Bassett, I think it is. But Vardy claiming it, and a goal.
Probably
hard call, but there was one soccer goal at the other end that was a bit special from a player who can do this sort of thing in Gavin Wanganeen. He's had a day out. It's been a great day for him, I think, because he was maligned a bit last year, lost the captaincy, didn't play a lot of footy over the last 2 years for Port Adelaide. But today he has been terrific. Freo Hawthorn, three-quarter time there over at Subiaco, and that's tightened up a bit. So 8-7, that's a good quarter. They kicked 5 goals, 1 to 3-1. So it's 9-10 to 8-7. Now, the other game, there will be a replay here in Adelaide of St Kilda and West Coast. So if you don't want to know the score at three-quarter time, look away now. Mark, Mick and Curls.
Thanks, Bruce. Well, Mark, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, it wasn't good that quarter. They really nutted us in around the contest, and you know, they were very good at giving the ball out to running players, and the movement into the forward line by them was excellent. I mean, we just got to get our hands on the footy.
He won a hell of a quarter. All the best. Yeah. Back to you, Bruce.
Well, Jeffrey, Billy had a smile on his face there, Choco.
Well, yeah, it was a good quarter for us, and we know Adelaide will come back. We've certainly just got to be at as hard as what we have been.
7 goals. It's a nice little break, isn't it? Takes the pressure off a bit.
It's a good break. We're playing a good team. We know they'll come back.
Well done. Thanks, Jeffrey. Back to you, boys.
Well, they're giving nothing away, Port Adelaide, are they? Paying due respect to their opponents, and why not? Because Adelaide have had a terrific dip today, but at the moment, Port have got the answers. They're playing up to their wonderful form through the Ansett Cup and their strong form in the first 2 rounds of the home and away season. It's a 43-point margin. They would love to go in for the kill here and get a real percentage boost. And from Adelaide's point of view, they've got to hold firm. Bickley's been pretty good. Kicks to centre half forward. So McGregor's gone forward for the Crows. Probably not a bad move. Goodwin on the end of it. Could they get an early goal? Vardy working hard. Wilson over the top. Ball comes out. Port able to hold it up. And that has been a difference. Port have been getting goals from those scrambling situations all day. The Crows couldn't make it happen there.
Yes, and the pace of the game has caught up with Peter Vardy. He just didn't quite have the leg speed, of which he has plenty, to get clear of Michael Wilson. Crows crowd claiming a trip there, but he just needed quick legs just to put that break between him.
They've just been cleaner, Port, haven't they? Clark getting over the top. Primus missed the handball. Now Edwards, and well, you see Wanganeen kick a freak one at the other end, and then Edwards. Well, it wasn't easy, but he's missed a lot. And the boundary throw.
So he's trying to get the boot to the ball quickly, or the ball to the boot quickly. But that's the sad side, isn't it? Bassett and Rashudo. We know Bassett's injured. We're assuming Rashudo's injured.
Well, no doubt that he is.
Yeah.
Shirley kicks to full forward. Oh, Vardy, wonderful mark. Brilliant. That is it. Well, the umpire was paying over the shoulder, but he was so far out of it that Vardy actually marked the ball. Either way, it's his kick.
That was a mark.
It was a great effort, wasn't it?
Well, he's been tremendous. He's given everything for heart. He's trying to crib a little bit on the mark there. The umpire sends him back.
It's been the old Achilles heel for the Crows. Not enough good forwards in form.
Yes, right, Kels. I'm not sure that's the complete answer. The Crows' success has always revolved around rebound from defence, and the Crows' defence has been right in its shell today. They haven't rebounded at all.
It's kick for Vardy. He's got one in every quarter. He deserves a 5-goal game. He's played well enough. So a goal in each of the 4 quarters for Peter Vardy. And the Crows get the first one. So it's 11-8 to 17-9.
There's something from nothing here. It's just a very quick kick by Robert Shirley. And Peter Vardy puts one hand out, drags it back in. It's a great mark. The umpire's paid a free kick, but that should stand as a mark.
Yeah, it was a brilliant individual effort. Graham, who'll enjoy the bath tonight, I think. First game back. And what a cracker it's been. What a pace. And the tackling. So Clark and Primus to go at it again. Clark has to sit under it, allows Primus to run at it. Edwards comes away with it to Bickley. Crows have started better final term. McLeod will mark in front of Josh Carr. Hasn't had a huge influence on the game, but has done some handy things, McLeod, as he always does. And this man has been impressive. Simon Goodwin. Clark at centre half forward. Can't take the mark. Robrin off hands. Gets it to Welsh with a little kick. Welsh shows pace. On a lead is Vardy. And he really has been the dominant forward.
Yeah, Graham, I'll go back to that statement that here we have a player that hasn't played a game this year at all. Yeah. He's kicked 4. And the rest were all singles. The Crows just do not have forwards up there capable of scoring.
Well, this will be a fantastic kick if he can get it. But he is capable. He's such an accurate kick. Not this time. In fact, he's missed everything and it's out on the full. So a rare mistake for Vardy this afternoon because he has done so much wonderful work.
And Port Adelaide forward's getting cold. The ball hasn't been forward. About 4 minutes of this last quarter.
11-8 to 17-9.
Gary Ayres was asking, we heard him in the microphone asking for an effort, making the point that when the Port players got the ball, they were fending off. They had to counter that fending off and had to make a supreme effort to get themselves back into the game and put some respectability on the scoreboard.
Kingsley's kick wide to Clark. Crows enjoying a good little patch here to Edwards. Twists and turns and gets clear and then centres it. He wants Sher and he's got him.
It was a clever kick, actually. There wasn't much space there.
Rodman trying to go now. Sher's going to go very wide to him. Not sure about the percentages in that kick, to be truthful. And now Port with numbers are able to get it away. Cockatoo Collins. Quite arrogantly in the end. It was a good handball to Wilson, to Treadray. It's been pretty well held, Treadray. He has presented himself, Paxman, a boundary throw in. The Sher kick, just the percentages weren't right. I mean, Robin went 2-1. It was a high ball. It didn't cover any territory in terms of getting close to the goal, and Port have been able to push it to centre wing. 74 to 111. Adelaide need a couple of goals in a hurry, would give them a lift and give themselves just a little sniff here. Shirley's kick towards the pocket. Vardy and with him Wilson, boundary throw.
Settle down, Michael. He's a little bit frustrated, Michael Wilson. He just held on a bit long in the tackle.
I think Vardy will be sore and stiff tomorrow. Or will he ever?
It's amazing the number of players, girls who come back from a long break and play well like.
Well, they're fresh. That's why they're fresh.
Don't forget the i7sport.com.au website tonight, so you can check all the stats from this game and work out how your favourite player went. It's 11-8 to 17-9.
Maybe a little bit of justice there. I thought Burgoyne gave a little rugby throw there.
Crows throw.
Umpire was caught on the blind side. Goodwin sends the Crows back into attack. Robbins the target. Big fly was Welsh. Over the back, McLeod. McLeod again. Took too long. Robber a chance. Good handball to find Smart. They're looking at another chance at it. Back to Welsh. They're messing it up slowly but surely. Now Hart, can he kick it? No, he goes short and finds Smart. So in the end, they will get their shot at goal. Oh, there were several chances.
Well, there's a lot to be said for keeping a ball alive. We don't see the build-up there, but Adelaide attacked it every time the Crows player got the ball. The Port Adelaide player pounced on him, but they just kept the ball alive. And finally, Ben Hart able to get it to Nigel Smart, gives him a relatively easy shot at goal.
From 49 metres, and it clears the pack.
Got a lot of jobs to do this Easter? Then get into Mitre 10 and save with 6-litre accent acrylic low sheen or satin $47.95 or a 1.8 metre galvanised steel step ladder $45.
Hello? Yeah, look, I want to quit smoking.
Sure, well, you've taken the first step. That's great.
Planning ahead is really important.
And I can send you a quit book if you'd like.
Call Quitline on 131 848. 131 848.
There's a bit of life in this old match yet, isn't there?
Well, Port Adelaide into their 50 no times at all in this quarter. Adelaide 4.
Clark and Primus. Still a 5-goal game. It's a big margin. Schofield tries to brush off, can't do it. Wanganeen's come into the centre. Hart's little gift to Clark. They need it clean here to Smart, who's kicked 2 goals. Loads it up to centre half forward. Who can take the grab? Wakeland, I think, does.
It's a confident mark in front. 2 grabs. I think Mark Williams will be considering whether he floods the Crows forward lines at the moment.
Good kick, James. Well done to Montgomery. Montgomery at centre wing, kicks to half forward. Corns has got it. It's been pretty well held today. Very well held, in fact, by McGregor. Stevens has got the job on him now.
Somebody hit him.
Graham, he got struck.
Short to Montgomery.
Don't show him you're hurt.
Port just steadying here. Good tactic. Still got a good lead. Montgomery, a lovely kick. Found his man. Carr.
Josh Carr's thrown himself at everything, and that mark was no exception.
Nigel Smart hit him with everything he had earlier in this match, and he just picked himself up and threw his boot over the boundary line. He has got a great attitude, this young man.
He's still so young, Bruce. That's what staggers me. Like he's a youngster.
Improves the angle, doesn't kick it too well, sits it up in the end. I don't think that was his intention. Stevens down to Franco, goal. Surely that's it.
Her problem has been All Saints' best-kept secret until now.
Kate, what's going to make you stop?
You will witness the beginning of the end.
Oh, God.
Tuesday. These are the weddings from hell.
I says, when the bride comes in, do you think you could play the funeral march?
At the very special time.
Everything that could have gone wrong did.
Weddings from Hell, Tuesday 9:30 on 7.
He's been a real winner for Port Adelaide, Josh Franco. He, along with Stevens in the middle, have had so much of the footy. Crowd of 40,296 here for Showdown 9. Burgoyne streams out of the middle with Dash. One-on-one contest. Wanganeen, Hart, brilliant play from both. Hart did well. Did Collins keep it in? The boundary umpire's nowhere to be seen. He's miles behind. Dew and Stengline now. Dew goes to ground. Stenglein gets in front of him. Well played, Stenglein. Burgoyne, a clever tap. Cockatoo Collins on the check side. What a kick.
Oh, when you're hot, you're hot.
I reckon he was almost in the front row when he was running along that left half-forward flank. Well, I've got my doubts he kept it in, but it's a goal.
We'll just have a look at ball has to be out of bounds, surely. Well, I tell you who Peter Burgoyne does very well here. You just see him, ball's about to go out of bounds, but he just taps it back in, just pushes it back. And, well, there were centering options, but no, why not? Check side. I'm on fire.
Some black magic there, wasn't there? They were brilliant, those two young men. He was outstanding early, Cockatoo Collins, but that's his first goal. Crowd did do a good job mid-match. Clark's free kick, I think, for over the shoulder, but
well, Tiggy touch one again, but I'm sure Jeff Geeshan has to look at this rule at the moment.
Terrible kick by Clark.
But it's not a rule, Graham, it's an interpretation by the umpires.
Yeah, they made a point at the start of the year that they were really going to look closely at it, and they've overreacted to it.
Kingsley to Burgoyne, still running strongly, arches his back away from Perry. She runs a long way and then thumps a poor-looking kick, hard front spot. Say poor, the kick itself, the execution wasn't bad, the direction all wrong. Clark to Bickley, Smart running for him, he'll probably use him. Smart, the oldest player out there today, turns 32 shortly, stops and props on Dew, then pushes and gets to Goodwin. Goodwin in the pocket, sizes it up across the face. Well, hits the post. Wasn't too far across the face, was it?
It looked like it was, though. 3 times, I think, today that post has been hit.
It's had 4 shots for goal today, Goodwin, without a return.
Now one of the great delights of football, watching Stuart Dew kick in.
So we'll hit the post twice each.
As long as he doesn't kick to himself.
He has players calling for it in the middle, and he's going to bring it towards the flank, towards centre wing, where Nick Stevens runs. We'll get it on the bounce. Oh, trapped it beautifully. What a day out he's had, Nick Stevens. Short pass, finds Carr. He's got his captain in Primus, or Franco towards the middle. Still at centre wing. Franco delivers to Chad Corns, who's looked better in this last quarter.
He looked better with McGregor off him, actually.
Yeah, played very well, Kenny McGregor. So Corns is going to bomb it long.
Chad, I can't see it.
He's inside the centre square. Not a bad-looking kick. Your dad doesn't think you can do it. And off hands. It got the distance, Graham. It's gone through for the minor score. So Port Adelaide go to 19-10, leading Adelaide 12-9. We've played 13 minutes of the final term.
He is a bit indecisive when he gets that ball at the moment, isn't he? He's taking too long. There's no question about that.
Needs to either give it off quickly or play on, or just go back and kick the goal.
Hart's kick to Crow. Important that the Crows run this game right out here. They've done pretty well at the start of this last quarter and working into it. They must keep running it out and try and get that scoreboard to tick over. Goodwin's kick is awful to Franco. And then Franco coughs it up too to Shirley. Good tackle by Burgoyne to Edwards. Probably held on to. Still can't quite find it. It's had one of those days, Edwards, hasn't he? He's tried hard, but he hasn't had any impact.
Well, he deserved that ball because he was the only one who really went hunting for it in the pack. He got a grab and was retarded. A little bit ticky-touch, but the player who actually makes the ball his object, goes hunting for it in the pack, tries to keep the ball alive, definitely deserves it.
Corns lays it down. Francis, Primus, back to Wanganeen. Wanganeen's handball outstanding. Carr off one step, kicks a goal.
Well,
he's kicked through.
Meet the office bitch with a real buck. She's harassing the staff, giving evil looks, and eating all the office biscuits. Can Harry cure the hound?
I want Bixie to be everybody's friend in the office.
Harry's practice tonight on 7. Then, as Pop Stars takes the globe by storm, we bring you the world's worst wannabes.
You say nothing.
They're either stupid or dead. Plus, exclusive, our band's first clip, all on Pop Stars.
Tonight.
And an enormous cheer as Fabian Francis comes off for a well-earned rest. Great goal to Josh Carr, his third. And what about the strength of Matthew Primus to pick that ball up? He was being held and just put the palm around the ball and swallowed it.
Fabian Francis, 13 kicks, 7 marks, 2 goals. He's had a pretty good day.
Clark got up high. Clark's been good in this last quarter as well. Early when the Crows were going forward, he was starting it. Guerra, handball to Kingsley. Big ones will get in the way for Adelaide. Does off hands. Crowell switches it to the outer side. Smart has space. McGregor gives him a lead at half forward. He's got players running through the middle. One of them, Scher. He coughs it up. Franco. Enormous return stats-wise for Josh Franco again today. Short pass. Just found Schofield. Goes towards Treadray now. In front. At the back, Stevens did well for the Crows. They've got the numbers back there. Big tackle by Treadray. Great recovery to keep it in the area. Corns has to go at it against 2 Crows now. He bowls them both over. It was like 10-pin bowling. He did well. Chad Corns keeps the ball in the pocket area.
Just watch the replay. Andrew Crowell goes for the safety line here. That's deliberate.
Primus off and Eklund on. He's not the favourite as far as the Crows are concerned, but he will be with the power, and why not the captain? Mark Stevens, Smart, Schofield to run at him hard, give him a little push, well played. Schofield to get back, Shirley couldn't put the tackle on him. Schofield's little give, Stevens, geez, hands are wonderful. Stevens was able to make it talk almost out to Schofield, teasing a bit. Burgoyne broke the tackle too easily, gets to 50, loads it up, goes for it, hasn't quite got it, and it's a behind. 20-11 to 12-9. He's running it out well, Burgoyne, finishing this match off strongly.
Well, he's been pretty quiet, really, for the first 3 quarters, but coming into the game very well. 10 kicks, 7 handballs, and that nice little tap in to give Cockatoo Collins the goal earlier in the quarter.
So the Crows through Stevens to Stengline. Hasn't been one of their worst players this afternoon.
Still got Bickley short.
Bickley, certainly among the better players for Adelaide, has tried hard. Corns in the middle will be the flow. Crashed into by McLeod. Corns is down. I think he's a little groggy after that. Was caught high by McLeod. Will stay with the action. Corns is up. He's okay. Guerra to James, who has plenty of time. Montgomery started on the bench. The club champion. Cockatoo Collins went for the diving mark. Guerra works hard. The 18-year-old. Now he's wrapped up. The umpire will bounce. Just getting back to Chad Corns. Just copped a high one in the middle, but he's okay. He's with a trainer.
Yeah, he's holding his neck more than anything.
There it is, McLeod, crunching from the front. He might be as pretty tonight as he was when he started the game, Chad. Biglands to Crowell, almost up to half forward. Some tight players out there as Bassett's coming on for Port Adelaide. And it'll be a boundary throw-in. So both teams going up and down a bit on the one spot here.
I think Chad might get a rest.
He's saying I'm okay. I'm going to stay out there.
Well, it's been his best quarter, hasn't it? Franco, still Franco. Good kick. They've been clean, Port. Kingsley, they use Montgomery. It's a pretty good match, Montgomery. You'd love a second goal. He's within range now. 46 metres out. Just has to time it. Doesn't. Misses. Didn't drop it quite right. It's a behind.
Well, he thought too much about it. He had too much time to think when he crossed 50. There was no Crows player coming at him. Mark Williams and Nick Chigwood and a lot of Glenelg supporters would say, what's he doing there? He does the matchups on the magnetic board for the Port coach.
Port's greatest winning margin over the Crows was the last time they played, 47 points. Currently they lead by 51, and they're 7 points away from kicking their biggest score ever against the Crows.
So the Crows from a halfback, they find Goodwin. There's plenty of the ball, 21 and 5. He's taken 10 marks, Simon Goodwin. We'll find Stevens, who handles immediately to the running Smart. This is the Nigel Smart the Crows fans have come to love, showing some dash, running into the forward line. He gives Welsh a chance. Great defensive work from Port Adelaide. Fair bit of courage as well. I think it was Montgomery, was it, who went crashing into the post.
Simon Goodwin has been a tremendous player. The big cheer is for Cockatoo Collins coming off and Jared Polkin going on, but Simon Goodwin has really assumed the leadership of this team and tried to drag the Crows back into the game.
Good kick, Kingsley, out to Wakelin at half-back. Down the line to Ackland. Geez, a promising young player, this fellow. To Wilson at centre wing. Schofield running for him. They look a bit fit at Port. They're running it out a little better. The kick to half forward. Bassett and also Biglands. Polton, Skipworth. They're the two players who just came onto the ground. Almost out of play. And it will be, what, a free kick, is it, against Polton? Not sure exactly why Skipworth's got it. Kick back to McLeod. Lots of possessions. Not much impact. The kick to Goodwin. Adelaide's best player. At centre wing. Floats it to Perry. Should take those. Keep talking about him being a good competitor. He's had 5 kicks today, 1 handball, and kicked 1 goal. Hasn't done a lot. Montgomery at half-back. Little chip, and finds Ackland at centre wing.
He's athletic, this fella, Ackland, from the West Coast here in South Australia. It's been a real good pickup for Port Adelaide.
So young still. He's not 20 yet.
No, he's not.
You've got to give
a lot of skill.
You've got to give Port credit here. Their disposal have been pretty good at, you know, from man to man.
And as we speak, they've just lost it across half forward. Polton regains it, goes to Burgoyne from a standing start. Peter Burgoyne. What a goal.
At these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
Mobil. Premium synthetic 5-litre motor oil, $24.95. Chino. Genuine sheepskin seat covers, 3 colours available at just $89 a pair. Nava. Premium and standard driving light sets, 25% off. Oranger. Car fashion and protection, Australia's largest range. Headlight protector, $39.95.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
Well, he's running it out, Burgoyne, isn't he? He's having a big last term.
He needed to do that. In fact, he's been pretty quiet the first 2 games of the year, and at the start of this game, he didn't have a big impact, but his last quarter's been really good.
Crows kicked the first 2 goals of the last quarter. Port Adelaide have kicked the last 4. So they are finishing it off. Edwards to Hart. Forced to kick in a hurry to centre half forward. Good mark, McLeod. That's a great grab. And then quickly on to Smart. Smart down the line to little Skipworth. Is it coming back 50 metres against Paxman?
How can you do that? There wasn't time to be 50 metres.
Well, I guess Skipworth had a pretty good chance of goaling, but you think McLeod's got a better one.
Well, was that against the bump? Wally Mark?
We'll just watch here.
That's what. Yeah, that's no 50 metres. What sort of a game we playing here?
McLeod kicks the goal.
Yes,
so a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? But McLeod gets his first.
Interesting to see it again. Marginally late, but too technical in the umpire. Just watch it. Andrew McLeod takes the mark. You don't see him yet. Paxman runs at him. Well, he's in the air. Bruce, what do you think? You're a fair-minded person.
I mean, the slow-mo makes it difficult with the timing, but 50-50, I think. When I first saw it, no, but when you see it there, you think maybe, don't you?
138, plays 88. Margins 50. Ackland caught under the ball, allows Clark to get the tap away. Shirley in hot pursuit. Had to beat 3 of them and did. Montgomery leads in the race to the footy. Has Franco to support, can't keep the ball in play. And it's out of bounds, centre wing out of side. Cockatoo Collins just stretching down, and what a player he's been so far throughout the Ansett Cup and 3 rounds of the new season. He's a different man. He's possessed as Ackland kicks forward towards half forward. Josh Carr. 21-year-old has been outstanding today. Inboard to Schofield. Wanganeen's at the back. He's got the sit. Ben Hart wearing him tightly. Wanganeen clever. Well done, Ben Hart. But he gets it back to Polton, who dribbles a kick away. It was heading in the right direction, but was never going to get there. And Ben Hart came through. Ben Hart's done a fine job since going on to Wanganeen. Although Wanganeen has still kicked his 5, they haven't all been on Ben Hart.
It was after 6 then, but just couldn't quite get hands to the ball.
He could taste it, couldn't he, Cornsey? He really thought he had a chance. Bassett in short. Gee, Burgoyne is having a huge last two. Just thinking about Josh Carr a moment ago. He's a hard man to put a tackle on, isn't he?
He certainly is. But Peter Burgoyne is intriguing me this last quarter, and Port Adelaide's margin, the buffer that they have, has allowed them to get some real positives from this quarter. Ackland's been able to have a good run on the ball. Primus has been able to have a rest. And Peter Burgoyne has really come into his own and found some much-needed confidence and form.
Well, the one thing he wasn't doing in the first 2 weeks was kicking goals of the home and away season, and he is a goal kicker. But today he's got a couple lining up for a third from 50. He'll take a good kick. It is a good kick. Does it come back enough? Gee, it's close. They like it behind the goals. The goal umpire says yes.
New chicken salad McWrap. The deliciously cool, fresh sound, now playing at McDonald's.
So it's just shy of 10 goals the margin here, 57 points. Fairly comprehensive in the end after a great first half from both sides. It was tight, it was hard.
Great tap, that.
Was a good tap. Yeah. Crows go forward, but Roger James is there to mop up for the power. Guerra at centre wing. Edwards will beat into the footy, picks it up. Had to beat Polton as well. Threaded it inboard to Scher. Kicked a half forward to no one in particular, really, and should just dribble out of play.
Yeah, Montgomery just positioning his body around Chris Laddams just to allow it to run out, but the other players, Montgomery's had a fair bit of play, giving him some confidence today when he's had a couple of indifferent games at the start of the year, and Jared Polton has come on and done his job as he always does for Port Adelaide.
McLeod, he does that so well, able to get away from players with a burst. Vardy's caught behind, allows Skipworth to come through. The 18-year-old has the kick smothered. Port working overtime on the last line of defence. And Paxman gets a clearing kick away. Burgoyne now picks it up, goes towards the boundary line. Handballed it back towards a couple of Crow players. It was dangerous. Now Laddams a chance. Gets shoved off the footy, and there are Port players everywhere.
It's a bit of men against the boys there, I think, with Skipworth and Laddams, to be truthful, as Port go down the line to half forward. Chasing hard, big limbs, and over the line. Well, the Crows have got to get Burton, Jarman and Johnson back in a hurry, don't they? If they're going to have any chance this season, they're 0-3. They've got to get those players back on the field.
And Rasciuto fit again. I mean, it was very evident, Bruce, as you called it, young Skipworth and Laddams, without the body size and strength, and probably without blistering pace, against a toughened, hardened Port Adelaide defence now.
Well, they've gone in with 3 rookies today, the Crows. 3 first-year players. Port went in with none. We're talking about Scher, Laddams and Skipworth. It's a big job to ask, and they haven't been up to it. So it's a record score for Port Adelaide against the Crows in any match they've played at 22-13, and right now it's a record-winning margin for them, and they're going to add to it, you'd think, with Ackland getting a free kick.
This ruck infringement interpretation. We'll have a look at it here.
Graham, you'd suggest we see this week in, week out in all 8 games, and for some reason today, in this particular match, how many frees have there been in the rucking contest?
But he did actually grab him and hoist him out of the way, but probably not before Kane Ackland put arms on him as well. So
that's the thing.
That probably was the closest thing to a free kick we've seen.
We see it every week, though, don't we?
So Ackland, about 48 metres out.
Nice kick.
It is a good kick. They like it behind. I think he might have just missed. He has.
It was a very good swing of the leg. Good contact.
19 years of age.
He continues to be impressive, and Mark Williams giving him every responsibility in this last quarter.
Well, he's apprenticed to a terrific master, isn't he, in Primus? He's going to learn some football tricks over the next few years. Centre half forward for Port Adelaide.
Yes, he just... Matty Primus plays on heart, though. That's the big advantage he has. Not saying Kane doesn't.
Crows recharge through the middle. Shirley, smart. He got it running. See if he can do something with it the second time. Gets flung around as he kicks. Paxman attacked. Stevens couldn't pick it up at half. In fact, McGregor it was. Couldn't pick it up at half forward. Port Adelaide clearing kick to centre wing. Look at Wanganeen. Doesn't he read it well? He's away. He wants a 6th. He runs inside the 50. Kicks on the run. He has Missed it. Oh, I thought it was close.
Gee, deserved a goal because Scott Bassett in the contest. He didn't try and mark. I don't know whether he heard the voice, but he certainly knew Wanganeen was outside him, and he just palmed it down right into the path of the running Gavin Wanganeen, and he absolutely broke it up.
So exciting when he gets the footy.
Ben Hart has been on him for much of the second half. Good mark to Bassett. I said the Crows 3 rookies, none for Port. Kane Ackland is in his first season, so they did come in with the 19-year-old. Bassett banging it forward. Stevens front and square. Can he get hold of it? The ball comes out to Mark Stevens, not Nick, and it'll be a ball up. 12 free kicks we've had at the ruck contest, so that's the official margin. We had 3 or 4 in a hurry, didn't we, with Primus in that first half.
And then we had the controversial one where the umpire backed into Josh Franco and awarded the free kick to the Crows after that.
Tredre lays it down. Should be icing on the cake if Wanganeen can goal, and he does. He's kicked 6. Unbelievable he is. 6 goals.
Oh, he is inspired.
Doesn't that just top it off?
And that's the sort of day it's been for him. Right from the word go, when he had space and a good delivery of the ball, he found it. And a couple of his soccer goals where he scrambled. And now just watch the tackle here. Just caused the spill, and Gavin swings the ball. Swings his foot at the ball. It won't compare with the soccer goal at the other end of the ground. But 6 goals, what a great return.
And when you think McLeod at the other end's had 2 or 3 chances to do something similar, just hasn't been able to finish it off. It's indicative of the day, isn't it?
But to be fair, McLeod's been played as a midfielder and hasn't had the forward line opportunities that Gavin has.
It's not an assessment of their worth, it's just the sort of day it's been.
Yeah.
As Goodwin goes, Port have broken all the records today. Biggest score ever against the Crows, biggest winning margin. They are a force to be reckoned with, there is no question about that. 23-15 to 13-10. You can see them going all the way into the finals this year.
Yes, an amazing Stewie Dew on the screen. Hardly any impact from him at all today. A good, consistent effort from Port Adelaide. Andrew McLeod tried hard, but just wasn't his day. Simon Goodwin, of course, the best of the Crows player. Gavin Wanganeen, what a day he had. What a day he had.
He did, and so did Nick Stevens, and so did Josh Franco and Peter Burgoyne in that last quarter. But it was Port all the way, and in the end, they won by 65 points in the showdown. 153 to 88.
Besides being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States, having a big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has Magna got?
Well, you can get factory-backed LPG conversion.
Yeah, but besides factory-backed LPG conversion, being the only Australian-built car exported to the United States, having a big V6 with the economy of a 4 and looking great, what else has Magna got?
It's got the best towing in its class.
Aside from towing, LPG conversion being the only Australian-built car...
It is Mitsubishi.
What about the world? What about the air?
Price crash clearance. Discount bonanza sale. The century's best sale? We don't need silly reasons to have a sale. Let's face it, every retailer has stuff they want to get rid of. So they discount it, and we're no different. Every month at the Furniture Works for 1 weekend only, we heavily discount lots of stuff. Oh, and this weekend is it. Lounge, dining, kitchen, bedroom. All the stuff we need to get rid of. Heavily discounted this weekend only.
You don't have to feel drunk to be a drunk driver. Drink drive, you'll be sorry.
Oh, tôi đến Albertson bởi vì tôi phát giác ra một tiếng động rất là kỳ cục ở cái máy xe của tôi. Nó kêu tích, tích, tích. Tôi nói cho họ biết điều đó và họ bảo là cái bộ phận tappers đang có một chút trở ngại. Tôi cần cái xe của tôi sửa trong 1 ngày, nhưng họ chỉ sửa mất có vài tiếng đồng hồ thôi. They are that good. They understand.
At Main Logistics, we are committed to linking the best minds with the best technologies and facilities for the best business solutions imaginable.
Snack pack 1, seed chest 2, and treasure chest come and get 3.
What's better than Tim Tam? Tim Tam free, now with any size pack of prawns and calamari.
It's gotta be Barnacle Bill.
This new show, Roy, I'm just wondering if there's anything to do with, anything that we can do with sports that haven't been given exposure in the media so far. I mean,
Well, like tennis.
Well, it was tight and tense for a long time, but in the end it was pretty lopsided, to be truthful. Look at that second half, 14 goals to 7. Port Adelaide 23-15 to 13-10. A great day for Gavin Wanganeen, playing not as the skipper today against the traditional foe, but getting 6 goals. Burgoyne late, Carr terrific, and Vardy certainly had an impact for 4. Graham Corns, 3-2-1. Which way did you go?
Well, I left Gavin out, can you believe it? I've given Nick Stevens best on the ground from Josh Franco. That was tight. Simon Goodwin did everything he could to get the Crows back into it. Josh Franco, I understand Bruce has won the West End medal, so other judges have seen it a little bit differently to I. But Nick Stevens won the ball so well and used it so beautifully. I thought he was a real influence.
Well, the other 2 games today, one at Subiaco, Fremantle and Hawthorn. Let's see what's happened there. The final score, Hawthorn 11-16 to 8-11, so that's a good win for them over there. The Dockers without a win. And if you don't want to know the score of West Coast and also St Kilda, there's a replay coming up. Look away now. So we can't give anything away there. We're going to take a break, Graham. We'll be back with more from Showdown 9 right after this.
Seven's football telecast is proudly brought to you by Amy, Mitre 10, Repco, Sip and Save, UltraTune, and Quits.
This news update is brought to you by the home loan that helps you make it happen.
Good afternoon. Coming up at 6 on 7 News, we'll have the colour and coach's view of the showdown between the 2 hometown teams. In police news, 5 men stage a home invasion, tying up 2 other men and then cracking a safe to take guns, drugs and cash. We'll have the rescue of a 12-year-old boy from a steep riverbank after a fall. Also tonight, Easter Sunday celebrations here in Adelaide, and we'll show you some classic old sports cars here for a national rally.
Price crash clearance. Discount bonanza sale. The century's best sale. We don't need silly reasons to have a sale. Let's face it, every retailer has stuff they want to get rid of, so they discount it, and we're no different. Every month at the Furniture Works for 1 weekend only, we heavily discount lots of stuff. Oh, and this weekend is it. Lounge, dining, kitchen, bedroom, all the stuff we need to get rid of. Heavily discounted this weekend only.
These people have made a really smart decision. They've just bought a Toyota Camry, Australia's favourite medium car, which is why they feel free to go and do something crazy.
Believe it or not,
Mitre 10, our Easter prices have come crashing down. With a halogen light with motion sensor only $35 or a Bosch line trimmer just $59.95.
On AM Adelaide, a musical treat with those amazing mop-tops, the Beatles. We preview the latest school holiday movies, plus some pearls of wisdom from Peter Gers at the launch of SA's Oyster Season. That's AM Adelaide, Monday, 11 o'clock on 7.